Hey everybody, it is the 4K Lowdown coming to you live on Thursday, May 19th. And I'm alone today. Unfortunately, my partner got tied up at work, so it's just going to be me. So we're not going to discuss the animated movies today. Instead, just do an impromptu session, talk about new releases, talk about what I've recently watched, and we'll score them live on the show. And then we have an unboxing over my left shoulder. Got some packages this week, mostly to do with the new releases that came out. So we're going to discuss the new releases, and then we'll have an unboxing to see what I got based on the new releases. So I just wanted to welcome everybody in. And there's my buddy Turner Fan. How you doing, brother? I am so glad you're here. I don't like talking to myself, but um, yeah, you know, things happen. So, um, and Turner, if you're down, you could be on the show tonight. Let me know. I'll send you a link. But yeah. So we're gonna talk about what I watched in the past week. So I had a couple of rewatches that came out on 4K. Um, yeah, no worries, bro. Let me know. I'll shoot you the link right now. Just jump on when you're ready. So invite, Badoop, and I think I can put it here in the chat if anybody else jumps in and wants to come on. So let's do that. Um, so I put it in your Instagram, bro, and also here in the chat. So I think you can grab either one. But anyway, I want to know, how was your guys' week? I hope you guys, had a great week. Watched a lot of movies. I know I watched a lot of movies, but I kind of have to. It's kind of like my thing. If I buy them, I need to watch them. I still have a lot that have gone unwatched. So we're gonna do a little thing called Better Late Than Never at the end of the show, to where I'm gonna present two movies that I have not seen that I should, and see if you guys can decide which one I should watch. If there's enough people on. If not, then won't worry about it. I'll have Turner Fan do it. Um, anyway, all right. So let's go to the 4K rewatches, because I have two of those. Um, and then I have movies that just came out. I also have one on 4K that I recently watched. So what I do is, say it's an older movie. I've already reviewed the movie. I score the 4K transfer. So it's a different score aside from the movie. So whether the movie was good or not, I can score how good the 4K quality was. And that's basically picture, sound. What I go is for HDR, audio, the bass, the brightness, and the speech. And by the speech, I mean I talk about if I can hear the dialogue without having to turn the volume up. And then how you have to turn the volume back down um, when the action starts. So if you can't hear the speech over the action, or you have to turn the volume up to hear the speech, that's a problem. If you don't have to do that during the movie, if the speech is clear all the way through, then goody goody gumdrops, right? The other thing is like I said, the brightness of the movie. So sometimes 4K transfers get too dark, and I'm gonna like speak about Eternals. That's one prime example. Is that movie on 4K was really dark. It was even better on Blu-ray than it was on 4K because of that. And there's my buddy.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for popping on. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. Just I got a notification on my phone. You were going live, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna check in, see what's going on.
Yeah, well, we were going to talk about animated movies today, but my partner John, he got stuck at work, so I had to cancel that one. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sitting here. I've got movies that I watched that we can talk about. I got new releases to look at, and then I've got an unboxing. So I'm just gonna just go live and
Oh,
see
awesome.
who pops in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, though, man. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
sure. No, dude, you're welcome anytime, bro. Um, so how was your week? Did you watch anything this past
Oh,
week?
yeah. Let me pull up my phone on my letterbox. Let's see. I
I've got
watched.
Letterbox too. I keep lagging on that and putting
I love
stuff in
that
there.
app. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Let's
I just
see.
I've got it on the computer. I don't have it on my phone. And when I get caught up with writing my reviews in Facebook, then I turn around and I paste them into Letterboxd.
See, I watched Halloween 4, 5, La Bamba, Solo, Star Wars episodes 2, 3, and Rogue Story. That's what I watched this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
know, I watched those Halloween's 4 and 5, the Scream Factory 4Ks, and holy cow, those
Yeah.
were really good.
Nice.
The
Yeah,
picture
I'm
quality,
I'm excited.
was really surprised how well they looked.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't have them, but I do plan on getting them at some point. But yeah, I wasn't sure about how the 4K transfer was, but yeah, if it's worth it, I'll go and check them out
Oh,
for sure.
I love the packaging on them too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was just getting into the 4K rewatches that I made. So when I rewatch something on 4K that I've already reviewed in the past, I scored the 4K transfer, and it's a different scoring system than what we did for the lowdown. Um, where we do the 10 aspects and things like that.
Right.
So I just score the 4K transfer itself, not the quality, not the movie. So like, I can say, okay, the 4K transfer was great, but the movie wasn't so good. Like for example, Moonfall.
Right.
Moonfall, not a great movie. It was fun to watch.
It is a fun watch.
It's a fun watch. It's enjoyable, but it's one of the best 4K transfers I've watched this year,
I
bar none.
watched it on Voodoo, the 4K. I haven't bought it yet. I'm waiting for a price drop.
Yeah.
And it looked phenomenal
Yeah.
streaming on
Oh
4K.
man, the sound is amazing. The HDR, the picture quality is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I mean right up there with Dune. I think Dune was my favorite up to that point.
Right. I didn't like Dune. I mean, it
I
looks fantastic.
I mean yeah,
Everything.
well I was talking about the look and the sound, in
Yeah.
particular the bass of that 4K when they do the voice.
You're right.
That I mean it shook my house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
My
was
windows were
that
rattling.
it was yeah, it was awesome. Um so yeah, I like the movie. Um I did end up falling asleep like 30 minutes before it ended. So
Oh, man.
I had to go back and rewatch it. But I was expecting it to be like that because the original Dune's long and kind of grueling. And, it was funny. My wife was like, "This is only part one?" And I go, "Yeah." Um,
Yeah.
hey, Mark, thanks for joining us, brother. Yeah, I've been talking to Mark a little bit. He's been um, catching up on my streams and my posts.
Yeah. You
So
got some
yeah,
good
Mark, thanks
streams,
for
man.
joining us, man. Um, so yeah, and this is just kind of an impromptu stream. I was going to do something else, and it didn't happen. So yeah. Um, so basically, the two 4K rewatches that I made this week, I did Turning Red, which is the Disney
Nice.
Plus movie. I bought the 4K steelbook of this because my granddaughter absolutely loves this movie. Um, so much, in fact, she picks this right off the shelf and and wants me to put it in the player for her. And then Jurassic Park. I got the original on 4K because it came out last week, so I watched
Yeah.
that. And I was just about to score that. Um, I actually had the Turning Red scores already done because I got to say that this watching this on 4K was better than Disney Plus.
Was it?
Yeah,
I've only watched it on Disney Plus.
yeah. I mean, I've watched it half a dozen times on Disney Plus, and now 3 or 4 times because, like I said, my granddaughter's just hooked on it um, on 4K, and it's sounds better. The picture quality is better. You get the Dolby Atmos, you get the surround sound,
Mm-hmm.
so you can hear when you're watching the movie, you can hear voices on the side. So off my rear speakers, I can hear other voices talking that I couldn't hear before, or
Oh,
you can
nice.
hear a dog barking in the distance, and you're just, where did that come from? I didn't hear that when I was watching on Disney Plus. So there's just this, like not every time, but a few times during the movie, you could catch something in the rear speakers that you didn't catch when you're watching on Disney Plus. But the picture quality is like twice as good
Oh, nice.
as the Disney Plus movie. It was
I think I'm gonna
amazing.
wait for a price drop on that one too.
Yeah, Dev. I mean, yeah, this was $35. It was worth it though for my granddaughter. But
Oh yeah. Oh,
um,
and it's a nice steel book too.
oh yeah, it's a
It's
beautiful, it's a
really great
beautiful
looking steel book.
steelbook. So yeah, I couldn't pass it up.
I like the character designs in
Yeah,
that movie.
it's that's probably the closest thing to anime I've watched in a long time. I'm not a real big anime fan,
Me neither.
but the artwork reminds me of that. Um,
Yeah.
and I know my buddy John's a huge anime fan. He's like, "That's not anime, bro."
I have a buddy
um,
like that would tell me that.
yeah, I was like, yeah, my sons are like that too. No, Dad, no. Um, but uh, So yeah, Mark, I'm glad you picked up Jurassic Park. I couldn't pass it up.
Uh,
I grabbed Jurassic Park and I grabbed Jurassic World mainly because they were sitting next to each other. But
did they release
uh,
all the other ones in single form too?
I thought they did, but when I was at Best Buy, all I saw were the two. But
See,
I thought Lost World and three, and then the other and Fallen Kingdom. I think
yeah.
those were all released on 4K at the same time, weren't they?
Oh, I have the 4K box steelbook box set that they did a couple
Yeah.
years ago. And so I don't know about the individual. I thought they all came out on the same day.
Yeah, I think they all came out on the same day, and I think it was last week,
Yeah.
um, last week or the week before. But I think I got them on that week. But yeah, no, I went to Best Buy, and these were $22 a pop, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait a week, and then I went over to Target, which is right next door, because my wife wanted to get some stuff, and they were $20.
Nice.
They were $2 cheaper. And I was like, slipcover and everything. And I was like, I'm just going to get them now because in a week I'm
Yeah.
not going to get that price.
Because I
Uh,
think about double dipping on that because I just love that slit, that pure black slit.
oh yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
the classic black slip. Yeah, it's nice. Um, but yeah, so anyway, on Turning Red, I gave the HDR, which is the picture quality, I gave that a 10 because it was like top notch. And usually Disney hasn't put out some very quality 4K transfers.
Right.
So, and I'm speaking of Eternals. I was really disappointed with the Eternals 4K. Um, let's see, Mark says something here. They were all released. I heard Best Buy was only carrying Jurassic Park and Jurassic World in stores. The rest you can get online. Yep, that's what I
Oh,
figured, Mark. Because yeah, I
thanks
went
for the
there.
info, Mark.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's what I figured. I went there, just saw the two. There were no price tags or anything suggesting that they were going to get the other ones. So at first I was second guessing to myself, and I was like, was it just the two that came out, or was it going to be, were they doing the whole thing? Because when I looked on Best Buy online, it looked like I could see all of them, but I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get them in the store, and yeah, they only carried those two. So yeah, I think our days are numbered, bro, of actually getting
Yeah.
stuff in the store, and I think it's going to end. Um,
Yeah.
I
But
would
probably
say
within
if
the next year.
yeah, I was going to say by the end of next year, I
Yeah.
think It's going to be gone. They're already doing new Best Buys aren't having any physical media sections.
That breaks my
And
heart, man.
yeah, oh, me too. And I heard Barnes and Noble's pulling out all of their
What?
movie sections too.
Real? I mean, they're
Yeah.
overpriced anyway, but I mean,
They're
that
overpriced
sucks.
anyway, but yeah, I was like that was where I first started seeing Criterion and Arrow
Yeah.
releases. And and even though they're like, "Oh, it's 30% off," they marked that thing up so high.
Yeah.
But because I'm like, wow, geez. But yeah, I heard. I'm hoping to get 'cause it's a 2 hour drive to get to my nearest one, the nearest
Oh,
Barnes and
really?
Noble to me. Yeah, so
It's
it's
the
a
same
two
with
hour.
me.
Yeah, it's 2 hours one way, and so one of these times I'm gonna make that trek to get there, and I hope that they still have movies in stock because I kind of want to do that at least once. Kind of like I want to make that trek to Bend, Oregon, and go to the last Blockbuster that
Right.
exists. I want to. It's like a trip, like a mecca. It was like a like a pilgrimage. Is what I want to do. It's just kind of you know. I just walk there like it's a trail and just walk, be a huge beard and everything, and walk into the store. I finally made it to the,
And it's closed when you get there.
and it's closed. Sorry, our hours are only 2 to 4 every other Tuesday. Great. Um, okay, so yeah, the HDR I gave it a 10. The audio I gave a 9. The audio, like I said, was really good. Um, the bass on it I gave it an 8. The bass was a little light. I like to hear a little bit more bass, but
Hmm.
with the movie I didn't really expect that. Um, then the brightness of the movie is the other thing that I judge, where it gets too dark in some spots and you can't really see what's going on. Um, and I gave that a 9. It was actually really good, bright all the way through. And then the speech is the last thing that I judge it on. So I have 5 categories that I judge that on. And the speech meaning, can I hear the dialogue without having to turn up the sound? And then where you get the sounds too low, but the action's too heavy. So you have to turn the volume down when cars are exploding, but you have to turn the volume up when people are talking.
I just ran across that with episode 2 of Star Wars yesterday or
Yep.
2 days ago. Oh, it drove
Yeah.
me nuts.
Yeah. I hate that.
Hmm.
And so I turn it up so I can hear them, and then something happens, and then my wife's like, "Turn that down, it's too loud." I'm like, "Ah," so I turn it back down. Um, but yeah, so I gave that an 8. It was solid, wasn't great. Um, yeah, Mark heard that about Barnes and Noble too. Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's still physical media here. Well, I hear it's about an hour drive to the nearest Best Buy for me. And they have just like one rack. They have one rack of new releases, and they have one rack, a longer rack of the old stuff. And then that it's so sparse, you can't.
Yeah.
There's hardly anything there. And I don't know. Considering how bad the Black Friday was last year at Walmart, how so
Hmm.
few, such a little selection. I don't even think we're going to get that this year. I don't think we're going to get a Black Friday sale. Not anything big anyway, or it might be all online.
I bet it'll be all online. I bet.
It'll probably be
I
all online.
almost bet that Best Buy will have a good because he had good deals if you didn't have any of those movies.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for
They had a
us,
pretty good deal for Black Friday.
yeah, their 4K selection was really good. But
Yeah,
people like us, we buy day one instead of
right.
waiting.
I know. And then we're like, oh, I would have got that though.
Hmm.
um, so let's see, 19, 27, 36, 44. That gives Turning Red an 8.8 for the 4K transfer, or an 88 out of 100. So that was pretty
That's a good
good.
rating.
Yeah, that's good for the 4K transfer. The movie itself, I gave a 72. Um, and basically, it was good but not great. It wasn't really like a full-on family movie. It was more
Right.
toward the preteen style, a little bit of adult humor. So
It didn't feel Pixar to me when I
no,
watched it.
no, like I said, it felt anime to me, and the euphemisms that were in there. I know people complained about it, but I
Oh,
was
that didn't
like,
bother me.
I wasn't okay. It didn't bother me a bit.
Yeah, no.
Um, but yeah, all in all, I liked the movie. I thought it was good, but not great. But I really liked the 4K transfer on this. So I think it's definitely worth getting on 4K. But yeah, wait for a price markdown. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think your kids will like it, bro. It's like it
yeah.
better on
My
4K.
daughter liked it. My
Yeah,
11-year-old daughter liked it.
yeah. But yeah, I don't
I
know.
liked
I don't know
Encanto a little bit better.
what's that.
I enjoyed Encanto more than I did Turning Red.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, I agree. I gave Encanto a 9
Oh, nice.
or 8.9 I gave it a 90 or an 89. And the 4K is really good on that too. The
I haven't
color is
watched it yet. I
amazing.
have it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Oh man, the 4K is really good. And it was one of those ones because I ordered the Steelbook and it got pushed on me. I thought they were going to cancel it, so I bought the regular 4K, and then I ended up getting the Steelbook. So I double dipped, but the Steelbook came back damaged. Came
Ooh.
in damaged. So not bad enough to where I was like, nope, screw it, I'll send it back. I'm just gonna sleeve that and protect it and just use the regular 4K to watch because
See, I got the
it
Target exclusive.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got the Target exclusive Eternals 4K, which I thought was a steelbook, but it wasn't.
All right.
They pulled the wool over my eyes. But yeah, because I ordered that. I liked the artwork on the cover.
I do too.
I was like, oh, I'm down for that, and I didn't, and I was like, oh no, it's not steelbook.
I get the
So I have the
special flip.
steelbook of that. Yeah, so I have the steelbook of that. But yeah, and then I watched it, and I was like, wow, I'm really sorry I got the steelbook of that. I'm really sorry I got two 4Ks of that movie. Um, because yeah, I thought it was better on Blu-ray.
See, I was just going to ask you that because I thought
Yeah,
it's on sale right now. I think for $13.99 on Blu-ray. I
yeah,
think.
yeah. It's better on Blu-ray. I thought the movie was good.
I enjoyed the
I think I
movie.
gave it a 76. Uh, but yeah, the 4K transfer was awful. It was dark. You couldn't hear them half the time. The sound kept cutting out.
Really.
Yeah, I was having a lot of problems with the 4K, but I put the Blu-ray in and it was awesome. It was brighter. The speech was better. Yeah, I'd say get the 4K if you're gonna do it.
You mean the Blu-ray?
I mean, sorry, yeah, Blu-ray.
Yeah. Okay, you convinced me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. If it's still $13.99, I'm gonna jump on it because. Do you have the Shang-Chi Blue 4K?
yes,
How's that?
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I was a fan of the movie.
Yeah, I am too.
Uh,
I just wanted to know how the 4K.
yeah, but the 4K transfer is pretty good. I think I gave it an 80, 80,
Okay, good.
82. It's one of the better Disney 4K transfers.
Okay, good.
Um, so yeah, as you watch the Avengers ones, and the first Avengers was actually a pretty good 4K transfer.
Yeah, it was.
And I think Ultron was good, but
Mhm.
Infinity War and Endgame, I was kind of disappointed.
It's really hard to tell the difference between the Blu-ray and the 4K.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I really didn't get much of a difference between the two.
yeah,
And I have them both, but I wanted to get all the Avengers movies on 4K.
yeah.
So I got all four of them at the same time at Best Buy, and then I was watching them in order, and I was like, one was great. I was like, oh wow, that was so much better than the
Hmm.
Blu-ray. And then I watched Ultron, and I was like, oh, okay, that was a little bit better. The picture was better, but the sound was about the same. And then I watched Infinity War and Endgame, and I was like, that was no different. I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't detect any difference between the Blu-ray and the 4K. Um, all right, so uh, Jurassic Park, yeah, and I think Mark agrees here. Yeah, the Blu-ray is better. Thanks, Mark. So Jurassic Park was the other 4K that I watched, and um, the the picture quality didn't really improve much for me. I did, but I felt the same way as I did watching the Blu-ray. Um, so I didn't detect a whole lot more detail on the dinosaurs, or I think the one thing that I did detect was the rainfall was was really. really visible. It wasn't like they were just getting wet. You could see the raindrops
Mm-hmm.
because of the light reflecting off of them, and that was kind of an interesting effect for me when it was raining on them, and you could kind of see they were almost like flickering, like fireflies as it came down. I thought that was pretty cool, but
I
that
was
just
hoping
kind
they
of
were going to do a new scan of that.
yeah, I was too. So wasn't any difference there. I'm gonna give that a 9 for the picture quality. Um, I might even go an 8, but I'm gonna give it a 9 for now because there is one thing I liked better than the Blu-ray. The audio I thought was phenomenal. I
Mm-hmm.
really liked the audio of this, in particular the bass. So I'm gonna give the audio a 9 and the bass a 10. The brightness was actually pretty good. I think I might go an 8 on the brightness. And then the speech, I did have to turn it. There were two scenes where I had to
Mm-hmm.
turn up the dialogue. So that's going to knock that down to a 6, I think. Um, all right. So 18, 28, 36, 42. That gives it an 8.4 or 84 for the 4K transfer of Jurassic Park.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah. Um, and I know I reviewed Jurassic Park with Netflix reviews on his high five, and I gave the movie an 88. So,
Yeah, that's yeah.
but yeah, I think it's still my favorite of the franchise.
I agree, but I do
Absolutely,
enjoy the new ones too.
yeah. Oh no, I enjoy the new ones. I have fun for what they are. What do you think about the merging of the two? I guess
Cap,
franchises, the two universes.
I'm okay with that. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, yeah, we were talking about that in I was on a UK stream yesterday, and we were talking about that, and I'm like, yeah, if it's not just like a flash in the pan,
Right.
and they don't do anything with Dr. Grant or Sadler or any of the original guys, and also if they don't completely overshadow Chris Pratt and the main guys from this franchise. If there's a,
Yeah.
a good mix to where um,
I'm
they're
hoping
all
it's a
worthwhile, they all serve their purpose.
yeah. They'll work together to solve everything.
Yeah, I like to see it all kind of come together really well. Um, so yeah, so I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. Um,
I'm stoked for it. I'm excited.
oh yeah, I told him, I said they're gonna have my money. I'm gonna give them my money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go see it. It's not any big deal. Like the new Top Gun Maverick that comes out next week. Comes out
Oh,
on
I'm
my
so excited, man.
on my birthday. So it comes out Thursday. Um,
Awesome.
so I can catch it Thursday night, and that's my birthday. So I'm gonna try to catch a show.
Yeah, you have
What
to.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's my wallet. I don't care. Just you know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to see it in IMAX, but I'm gonna try to see it in DFX and
They
see.
got like a 6 minute standing ovation at Cannes.
Yeah, I read the article on that, and Val Kilmer came out, and they were like
Yeah.
all cheering for him, and
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm taking my 11-year-old daughter to see it. It's a first time thing for her. She's gonna. We're trying to do this thing. I'm gonna try to show her movies she hasn't seen, and then film her reaction to it afterwards.
Oh,
Um, for the channel. She's excited,
oh,
so we're
cool.
gonna
Yeah, I
do
can't wait
that.
to see that.
That's the first one's gonna be Top Gun 2. And then I think next one is gonna after that's gonna be Goonies.
Oh, nice, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do that myself, but yeah, I don't know who all's going yet. So my kids and my wife and everybody's meeting me for dinner, and then whoever. I know that my granddaughter's got to come home, so either my wife is going to take her, or my daughter's going to take her, and my wife's going to come with me, or I don't know how it's going to work
Right.
yet. But once I get that, it's probably going to be. I'm probably going to have to catch the latest show in order to get decent seats, but I'm still down for it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll sit right up front. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Um, okay, so um, the next movie that I watched this in the theater, and I turned around and bought it on 4K, and that was Uncharted. Did you get a chance to see this one, bro?
Yes, I ain't seen. I saw it in theater. I'm
Yeah,
gonna wait to pick that up for a price drop too, because I don't think it's worth $30.
yeah.
Um,
No, I
I
got this for 24.99.
oh nice.
So
I
I
mean,
did.
when I seen it pre-order, it was like $29.99.
Yeah,
So I was like, yeah, I'll wait for it to hit under 20 before I
yeah.
pick it up.
I think it was a price mess up at Walmart because I grabbed the 4K and I think they charged me for the Blu-ray, but I
Hey,
didn't say
that's
anything. I'm not. I I call that fate. I call that karma.
yep.
That's like I'm supposed to get that. But yeah,
I
so I
agree.
got I got the Blu-ray price, and so I'm like, no problem. I'm totally fine with that. But the 4K transfer wasn't bad. It was pretty good, and I think the main thing is I don't know the video game. I've
Either
never
do
played
I.
the video game. So the characters didn't bother me. I know people had a problem with this movie because the characters don't really match the characters in the game. And, the biggest complaints are people that knew the game and didn't like the movie because it wasn't close enough to the game somehow.
I think my
Uh,
biggest issues were Tom Holland. I mean, he does great, but it was it's hard for me to picture him not as Peter Parker.
okay.
Um, and I'm having a
Yeah.
problem with all his movies. It seems like outside of Spider-Man, he's so. I mean, with Spider-Man, he soars. He's fantastic.
Hmm.
Um, but outside of that, his projects struggle. I mean, you have Chaos Walking, you have Uncharted, you had that Netflix movie. Well, that Netflix movie was good. I liked that. Um, I think it had Robert Pattinson in it too. And then you have Cherry, which I haven't watched. I've been wanting to see it,
Yeah.
but I think he struggles outside of Spider Man,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Um, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the acting in this. So,
Right?
um, yeah, because I was just like, I mean, not only from Tom Holland, but I think Mark Wahlberg kind of phoned it in,
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
where it was just like, does he even have to be there? Is he not?
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to be Charlie Croker from Italian Job, and only as like an older guy, and it was
Yeah.
just I wasn't feeling it acting wise. Um, So this one, because it's a new release, came out last week. Um, so I'm gonna do the scores on this, and so I gave the cast a 7.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, Obviously you got Mark Wahlberg and you got Tom Holland, so I got 2 points each for that, and I
Antonio
get
Banderas.
2 points for Antonio Banderas, and then I gave 1 point for. There was a person that I recognized, and I think it was Tati Gabrielle, who was
Yeah.
Braddock. I remember her from something else, but I didn't remember her name. So, um, so yeah, 7 for the cast. I gave a 5 for the acting because I was like, the acting
Yeah.
was just meh.
Yeah.
Um,
Me
yeah,
too. Me too.
yeah, but haven't watched it yet. Usually never buy one unless I've seen it. Now I'm worried. Yeah, and I saw it, and I still bought it on 4K.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping for the 4K transfer to make the movie better. I was hoping for, a more vibrant picture, great surround sound with the explosions and stuff. I didn't quite get that, so I think I would have been perfectly happy with the Blu-ray. But I did like the 4K. It wasn't bad. It wasn't necessary. So we'll see because I've got that scored. So the plot of the movie. Ooh, that's really small print, so I'm just going to read it from IMDb. It says street smart Nathan Drake is recruited by seasoned treasure hunter Victor Sully Sullivan to recover a fortune amassed by Ferdinand Magellan and lost 500 years ago by the House of Moncada. I found that synopsis isn't quite right, but
Right.
um, it's the essence of it that's fine, and the history of it. I'm interested because of Ferdinand Magellan and the gold. And like Mark, I was like, oh, is this like a Pirates of the Caribbean or like a National Treasure type of thing, where there's a lot of cool clues and a lot of um, like a great mystery that has to be solved, and they find like One-Eyed Willie's treasure or whatever. Um, and it just didn't make the mark. It was close, but it didn't make the mark. So the plot I actually gave an 8 because it made me interested. I wanted to go see it in the theater. I wanted to buy it on 4K. I was hoping. So yeah, gave me an 8. Um, and then the ending of the movie, which I thought was solid, you know, not to spoil it, I thought it was a solid ending, good but not great. I gave the ending an 8 also.
It's kind of telegraphed.
It's kind of you predict it,
Yeah.
you kind of know what's going to happen. Um, but I still enjoyed it. So yeah, so I gave that an 8, and then the story lost track to me because I thought there were a lot of holes in the story. They it didn't come together beginning, middle, and end the way I wanted. So I gave the story a 6.
Yeah. I'd agree with
Uh,
that too.
yeah. So it's an action movie, and the type is mystery. So for action, the violence or the action of the movie, I thought was still pretty good. I mean, um, right off the bat with Tom Holland and the airplane, I thought that was really cool. I thought, the chandelier at the auction house, I thought that was really cool. So I thought the action was pretty good. I gave that an 8. I thought the pace of the film was really good. I gave that an 8. Um, and then the special effects were good. I thought the CGI was pretty decent. Again, we're still solid, good but not great. But I gave the special effects a 9 because there were some things that I really liked about it. And then for the mystery, first off is the suspense of the film, and there just wasn't a lot of suspense. It didn't. It wasn't National Treasure. It wasn't Indiana
No.
Jones. You weren't like, what's gonna happen? You were like, okay, put the cross in the hole, dude. It's just, it wasn't. There was nothing. There was
Yeah.
no. Yeah, like you said, there was no surprises
Mm-mm.
in the movie. So there was
You
really
can
no
see it coming a
suspense.
mile away.
Yeah, I still gave it a 6 because of the action scenes. But yeah, low score. And then the twist. Yeah, okay. There was a twist with the treasure, and I liked it. But again, I saw it a mile off,
Mm-hmm.
so I gave that a 7. Um, so 12, 20, 34, 42, 50, 59, 65, 72. So Uncharted gets 72
Yeah.
out of 100. And for the 4K transfer, I gave the HDR, the picture quality, a 9, the audio a 9, the bass an 8, the brightness a 9. I thought it was pretty bright. And the speech an 8. There was only one part that I had to turn the volume up. Um, 18, 26, 35, 43. So an 8.6 for the 4K transfer. So that's actually pretty good. That's better than I thought. Um, but yeah, it was pretty. It was, like I said, it was good but not great all the way across the board. So it actually scores better for the 4K transfer than the movie itself. So So, Mark, maybe the 4K will make you like the movie a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just maybe.
You see, another thing that bothered me about that movie
Hmm.
is they're walking through that tunnel and they're saying no one's been here for 500 years, but right there as they're walking by, there's lights, like flickering lights. Um, I was like, that makes no sense. You just said the dialogue before that was there's no one's been here for 500 years, and there's Home Depot lights hanging
And
up.
there's lights. There's actual
Mm-hmm.
shop lights.
Yeah, I was like, come on, guys, try a little harder.
Yeah, come on, do better, you guys. Oh yeah, no, totally. That um yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um but yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought it was good. I don't I don't think it's necessary to get on 4K. I do like the 4K transfer, but I think the Blu-ray's fine. But since Mark already got the 4K, I'm trying to butter that up for you, Mark, and hopefully you'll hopefully
Well,
you'll
you're
like.
swinging me towards the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Depends on what the price drop is on either one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, now these came out a couple weeks ago, but they were The Outfit and Without Remorse.
Oh, Without Remorse is a good movie.
Um, and finally, Amazon Prime released it on physical media.
I need to get
I
that.
I'm waiting for Tomorrow War to come out on physical media. I haven't heard anything about that. Um, but yeah,
Can I ask how
yeah,
much that Without Remorse was?
it was 15.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm gonna have to go get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was 14.99. So that was good. And then this was 22. The
I
Outfit
don't
was
think I've heard of
22.
that one. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't know.
This was like I saw the cast and I was like, wow, why haven't I heard of this movie? Because it's Mark Rylance, Zoe Dutch, Johnny Flynn, Dylan O'Brien. I was like, Mark Rylance is amazing. He won the Best Supporting Actor for Bridge of Spies
Mm-hmm.
with Tom Hanks, and he was also BFG. He was in Ready Player One. Um, uh, so this was interesting. I've already scored this one, so we'll talk about this one first, and then we'll score Without Remorse live. Um, so so the outfit. Oh man, I haven't even put any of my pictures up. What am I doing, David? So there's Uncharted, and oh, that's from the outfit. Okay, so
I'm
that's
distracting
turning.
you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's totally okay. I'm glad. I wasn't even gonna do a live, bro, and I was like, you know what? I've got all this stuff I want to talk about, so we're just gonna do it. Um, and then that's turning red. Yeah, I gotta love that. And then there's all your lights from the from. Nobody's been here for 500 years, but we got candles lit. No, um, but the outfit. Let me pull that up. I, when I saw this and I kind of read about it, I was like, well, I'm gonna check this out. It was in the theater, but it made like 1.6 million worldwide. So it wasn't a wide release. They must have just released it at a few places and it didn't make much money, so they just killed it. But I think it made 1.6 million gross worldwide. And but I like this movie, and we'll talk about it. Let's pull that up. Okay. So for the cast, and I gave it a 7 for the cast. And again, there was three guys that I knew. So I knew Dylan O'Brien, I knew Mark Rylance, and I knew where is that other guy? Oh, and there was a couple of Johnny Flynn, Zoe Dutch. I didn't know them by name. Um, Nikki Amuka Bird. I'm probably getting that wrong, but I think I remember her from one of the Fantastic Beast movies. Um, so anyway, 7 for cast altogether. I thought the acting in this was phenomenal. particularly by Mark Rylance, because he's the center of the whole thing. And so I gave the acting a 10. I thought the acting was way better than I knew the cast. And Mark Rylance was just amazing. Zoe Dutch was amazing. Dylan O'Brien, who normally can't act his way out of a paper bag, he was pretty good. Um, so it was a high point from him. After all the maze runners and stuff, he actually did a pretty good acting job. But he had to play a mobster, so we want you to have a New York accent and pretend like you're tough. Okay, I can do that. Um, okay, so the plot, it says from the Academy Award winning writer of The Imitation Game, Graham Moore, comes The Outfit, a gripping and masterful thriller in which an expert tailor, Academy Award winner Mark Rylance, must outwit a dangerous group of mobsters in order to survive a fateful night. And reading the back of the box, I was like, "That's not what I thought." Um, but I did like The Imitation Game, so I was kind of in. But I gave the plot a 6 because I was like, I'm more interested in the cast than I am in the plot of the movie. Mainly Mark Rylance because I love his acting. Um, so the ending of the movie I gave a 7. Again, I thought it was good but not great. The story I thought was really good, almost perfect. So I gave the story a 9. The main points in this movie are the acting, the story, the script, and the twist. So um, it says it's a thriller. I don't call it a thriller. I think this is a crime drama. So I scored it based on a drama genre with a crime type. And the first thing that I like in dramas is the interest. How interested was I in the movie? And monster movies kind of get me. I'm like, okay, it's a mobster movie. I'm kind of interested, so I gave that an 8. And then the script I thought was a 10 because I thought it was just brilliantly acted, brilliant story. So a 10 for the script. The filming is the next thing, the cinematography of the movie, and the whole thing is shot from inside this tailor's shop, pretty much. So I had to give that a 6 because it was dark the whole time. It was I kind of get what they were trying to do because it was the tailor's whole world was inside that shop, and so that all this stuff with the mobsters was happening to him and to his assistant, which is Zoe Dutch, and it was kind of back and forth there. So they had to come to his world. Hold on. Not to sidetrack you, but I just watched your 5-hour Star Wars stream and ranked the movies while you guys were ranking. Those are the first live ranked by your criteria. Awesome. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Oh man, that was a marathon, man. We did all 11 Star Wars movies and scored them in the Lowedown format and then ranked them. Whew. That was crazy. Um, but okay, where was I? Sidetracked. Yeah, cinematography a 6. I didn't think the cinematography was that good. Now we get into the crime element. So first of all, the crime and it's mobsters, but it wasn't like I said, it all happens in the tailor shop. So you don't get a whole lot of you get the mobsters themselves and you get a little bit of interaction there, but there's not a whole lot of send Muggsy to do this and send this guy to do that. And it wasn't Godfather. It wasn't Goodfellas. The mobsters were just kind of um, like pieces on a chessboard to Mark Rylance, and he was playing chess, is what it felt like. So they were just kind of window dressing. They weren't like major, except for the boss guy. The boss guy came in and the whole mood in the room changed. So that was kind of cool. So I gave that a 7 for the criminal element. And then the twist. There's so many layers to the twist in this movie. I thought it was going to go one way and I was right. And then it did another twist, and then another twist, and then another twist. And then by the end of the movie, I'm like, holy crap, what is going on? I was like totally like just shocked. And so this is definitely worth a watch. I gave the twist a 10. Um, so to score that movie, I think I already added it, but I want to do it again. 17, 23, 30, 39, 47, 57, 63, 70, 80. So I gave it an 80.
That's a good score.
Yeah. It's a good score for not knowing the movie, but yeah, it was, and it gets a 7.1 on IMDb.
Oh,
So I think I'm pretty close
I'm gonna have
to
to keep an
whatever.
eye out for that because you piqued my interest.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's slower than Molasses. I did have issues with the pace, and I think that's why I didn't score it as a thriller because I kind of want a better pace. But as a drama, it plays really well, and you're interested all the way through. But it it's like watching paint dry because you're trying to get to where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of okay. I kind of see what's happening. We need to get there, and then it it just kind of it stumbles a little bit in the story, but it's all about like getting to know the Taylor. It's all about him. And if you think that he's one person and he's something completely different, and that's all I'm going to leave you with, because that was my favorite part was his how his character developed during the movie, or more so how the real truth came out about who he was. That'll be where I'm going to go because um, because it wasn't like he was improving the whole time. It was like you were seeing the truth about him as the movie went on, and yeah, before you know it, your view of the Taylor completely changes, and that was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm glad I got it. So you did see Without Remorse.
Yeah, I seen it when it premiered on Amazon.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Tom Clancy books, so when I saw that this was the origin story of John Kelly, I was like, okay, cool. I'll totally watch
See, I
this.
didn't know it was Tom Clancy. I just was Michael B. Jordan. I'm a Michael B. Jordan guy, so I was gonna watch it.
Nice. Um, so yeah, let's score this but puppy.
Let me pull it up on IMDb.
That's what I'm doing. Um, so I'm gonna grab a picture of it.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I got it. For cast, I only recognize two by name.
Right, and that's got to be Michael B. Jordan and Guy Pearce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
that's like right off the bat. Yeah, I recommend you watch this, Mark. It's pretty good. So, well, yeah, we're gonna score it, and we'll see what we think. Now, when I score this stuff with John, if we both seen it, I have you give your number and I'll give my number, and we'll take the average.
Okay.
So, so like if I give something a 7 and you give it an 8, then we go with an 8
Okay.
because it rounds up. Okay, so let's take a look at the cast. Oh, I want to put it up. Let me download it. Or I should say upload it. Maybe right there. There it is. Let's pull him up. There he is. I I like Michael B. Jordan.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I'm a huge fan. Um, I loved him in the Creed movies. Um,
I loved him in Friday Night Lights.
yeah, Killmonger, I thought he was great
Yeah,
in Black Panther. I even liked his character in the Fantastic Four reboot, which
I did
was
too. He stood out. He's the one
yeah.
that stood
He
out.
stood well. He stood out, and Ben Foster stood out
Hmm.
as Ben Grimm. I didn't think he worked for Ben Grimm, but Ben Foster's an amazing actor, and so and I did like the effects in the movie, but yeah, the reboot,
Yeah.
I was disappointed. Um, but after seeing Multiverse of Madness, I'm kind of hoping for another reboot. I'm just saying, I'm kind of hoping for another Fantastic Four reboot if it has who I think it does. Um, all right, so yeah, let's talk about cast. So yeah, we have Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, I did recognize Jamie Bell. Oh yeah, I did. I recognized quite a few people in this movie.
See, I
So
recognize their faces, but no clue who they
yeah,
were.
yeah. So I knew Jamie Bell. So yeah, Michael B. Jordan, Guy Pearce, those two right off the bat. I knew Jamie Bell by name. I knew Cam Siganet by face, and I knew his first name was Cam, but I can't pronounce his last name without looking at it. So, and then Coleman Domingo as the pastor. I recognize him by name and face because I'm a Fear the Walking Dead fan. So I'm at 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. I'm at 9 for the cast. And you said you knew Michael B.
I knew
Jordan and
two.
Guy
I knew by
Pearce.
name, and then
Yeah,
one
at
by
one by
face.
face. Was it Jamie Bell or?
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll give you 5, and then one bonus for the rest of the cast. Oh, Luke Mitchell, I knew too, but not by name, by face. So I'm actually at a 10. So I'm at a 10. I put you at a 6,
yeah.
so that'll average out to an 8. Now the acting in the movie,
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. I thought Michael B. Jordan cried a little bit too much in the movie, but um, a lot of it was justifiable. I mean, Guy Pearce was his usual self.
Hmm.
He plays a great asshole.
He does.
Um, uh,
I mean, I just think Michael Jordan he's just so good. I mean, I don't know if it's
yeah,
just I'm biased. I thought his performance in this was really, really good.
I thought he was solid.
I would give him a 9 for his
I thought
performance
it
in
was
that.
solid. Okay, nice. So we're talking the acting based on the cast.
Yeah,
So um, okay,
I think it's been a while since I've seen this.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I saw it like a week ago. So
yeah,
um, so yeah, I think I'm at a 7 for the acting. So so we'll average that out to an 8 as well. And now the plot. So Michael B. Jordan stars in the explosive origin story of Tom Clancy's action hero John Kelly, on an elite Navy SEAL whose life is changed forever after uncovering an international conspiracy. Torn between personal honor, excuse me, again my eyesight, and loyalty to his country, he must fight his enemies without remorse if he hopes to avert disaster.
I would that would make me watch the movie.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, as
that would.
soon as I saw origin story of Tom Clancy's action hero John Kelly, I was like, "Oh, cool." And Michael B. Jordan's going to be John Kelly? Cool, that totally works for me. So yeah, I'm at a 9 for the plot.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9.
I was really down for the plot. I liked it. Um, Now the ending.
I don't remember the ending.
Um, what can I say about the ending? It ended
So I think I
um
watched it the day it was available on Amazon.
right. So yeah, and gosh, that was probably I'm not going to say a year ago, but it had to have been
Yeah, it was a
months.
little year.
I
Yeah,
think it was a year ago, right?
yeah.
Um but yeah, so they get trapped in that building and all hell's breaking loose. They're
Hmm.
being attacked. Um but I mean basically the gist is they Michael B. Jordan knows that Secretary of Defense is behind it,
Hmm.
and that's where Guy Pearce is like, dude, you totally got found out, and I'm coming after you. And then he basically ends it with him standing at this fountain, and he's wearing his glasses, and he gets called in for another mission, and that's kind of how Rainbow Six gets started. So Rainbow Six, which is Tom Clancy. John Kelly is like the leader of that group, if I remember right
Oh,
from the books. So this is like beginning the whole Rainbow Six Chronicles. And I can't remember who comes down, but somebody comes down and tells him, "Hey, we need you for another project called Rainbow," and then he takes him off, and that's kind of how it ends.
oh wow.
So I was like, "Ooh, Rainbow Six," but um, so yeah, I'm at an 8 for the ending.
I don't know how I would rate it because I don't remember it. I mean,
Okay, that's fine. So we'll go with an 8. Um, Now, do you remember the story? Do you remember how the story played out, beginning, middle, and end?
I remember his wife getting killed. His girlfriend,
Yeah,
right? Wife,
yeah,
girlfriend. He
wife,
gets
but
my
yeah, pregnant.
yeah,
Um,
and then
and then
doesn't
his
he get
whole
called
team
off?
just, yeah, his whole team just kind of gets wiped out.
Yeah, and then
Um,
his friend tries to help him.
yeah.
That girl.
So yeah, so Jamie Bell is the CIA agent, and Michael B. Jordan thinks that he got bad intel from him
Hmm. I
and
remember
blames
that.
him for it, right? So they kind of get into it because they go to a place expecting Syrian nationals, and
Right,
they get Russian commandos,
right.
and
I
so it's
remember
a
that.
that's a totally different level of combat. Um, and so he lost one guy, or I think just one guy got injured, but he was like, but but Jordan was pissed.
Yeah, he
John
was.
Kelly was pissed about it. So he kind of he goes back out. His group's not deployed, and 3 months later, all of a sudden, these guys come in and start
Hmm.
whacking off the whole team. And I don't mean that sexually. They start killing the whole team. Um, so they start killing the whole team.
Hmm.
And of course, as predicted, John Kelly's like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to music downstairs with my headphones
Hmm.
on, so nobody can hear me. I can't hear anything. And then, the bad guys come in and kill his wife,
Yeah,
and
that
his
was
unborn
very
child.
predictable.
That was really predictable. I was like, okay, something's gonna happen. And then they cut the power, but of course the battery to the laptop's still working, so he can still listen to music until the battery dies. And then he's like, "Oh crap, maybe the power's out. Okay, I'm gonna go
Hmm.
upstairs." Um, so that kind of dragged a little bit for
Hmm.
me. That was a little. I think they could have just come in and went blah 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 blam, and oh
Very
my god, my
cliche
wife. But I did like that fight scene um, with him when he confronted the guys that were there.
because didn't one of them get away?
Yeah, one of them got away, and one of them got shot by his own man, and that kind of that bugged me out a little bit. I kind of get why they did it, but I was left with that question, and that kind of took the story down for me a little bit, um, because they killed the. Ooh, thank you. Oh yeah, so got my tea. Um, so um, so yeah, the wife and the unborn baby gets killed, and after they do that, the guy turns around and he says, "Are you ready?" And he goes, "I'm ready."
Yeah,
And the guy kills him. So the one killer kills the other guy, and I'm guessing to frame the Russian nationals.
yeah.
But yeah, I I was like that they didn't really like build on that. They didn't follow up with that. So that kind of bugged me. So I think altogether I gave the story a 7. I thought it was solid. There were a couple little holes. Um, but I gave the story a 7. Um, Now the violence in the movie, because I have it as an action thriller. So the violence in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely great. There's there's a scene where he sets the car on fire
Oh,
and
and he walks right out.
well, he climbs in it.
Yeah.
When it's on fire, he climbs in it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then kind of like, I can shoot you in the head if you tell me what I want to know, make it quick, or I'm just gonna leave
Oh
and leave
yeah.
you in here. And I was like, dude,
Isn't that where he gets arrested?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He gets arrested for that, and they put him in prison with a bunch of Russian mob guys. So I was like,
Yeah.
why do you think they did this to me? You better get me out of here.
Yeah.
Um, so, and then there were some things with that I didn't follow, but I thought the action was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it a 10, but it was almost perfect. I think I'm going to give it a 9.
I'd give it a 9 too.
Yeah. The pace of the film, um, like I said, there was a couple of draggy points
Yeah.
for me where I think they were trying too hard to make Michael B. Jordan seem like he was suicidal, or because there's one scene where he's in the hotel room and he has a gun and he cocks it and he makes it seem like he's going to kill himself, but
Yeah.
he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
why
thought that was
even do
weird.
that? Yeah, and that was kind of one of the. I was like, okay, he doesn't need to have this crying scene. He had the one,
Mm-hmm.
with his wife. He had the one in the hospital room where he knew his wife was dead. And I think once he came out of that, he should have been like full tilt boogie going after the
Mm-hmm.
guys, instead of like this. There was just this just odd scene where it's like he thinks about killing himself, but you can tell he's not really going to kill himself. so so yeah, I'm at a 7 for the
Yes,
pace.
without you just took the words right out of my mouth again.
Yeah,
7. Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, it's
Now I want to go rewatch
pretty
that.
good. I think seven is a solid pace. It's pretty good.
Right.
Um, and the other thing is that there wasn't a lot of character development. I kind of wanted
Yeah.
more about his team, but when they got killed off too fast, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I get why they don't. You don't know very much about the team because they just get offed anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I recognize these guys.
Yep.
The only one that stays with him is Jamie Bell, who was the CIA guy. So he helps him out in the end.
Yeah. I for sure
So
thought he was in on it too.
I
I ain't
thought
gonna
for
lie.
sure he was bad
Yeah.
news. I thought for sure he was, but he was like, I'm just giving you what I was told. I
Yeah.
don't know. But I knew Guy Pearce was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely knew. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, he was the bad guy in Count of Monte Cristo.
Yep.
He was the bad guy. He was the bad guy in Iron Man 3. Bad
Yeah.
guy. And it's like every time you see F. Murray Abraham in a movie, you know he killed Mozart. So he's bad. Um, so the special effects of the movie, I thought were really good.
Yeah.
I like the gunfire in the movie was really good. The reloads were good. I'm not perfect with it, but the realism
Yeah.
aspect with the explosions and the fire, the car on fire,
Yeah.
that looked real to me. Like he
Yeah.
was stepping into a car that was on
Yeah.
fire, and I loved that scene. That was my favorite scene in the whole movie. Um, so
Let's go 9.
I think I'm at a 9. I think I'm at a
Yeah.
9 for the special effects. Um, Now for a thriller, two things for the thriller type. I like the intensity of the movie, and I think the intensity is there, but it's not as great as I wanted because I don't know. It seemed that when Michael B. Jordan was fighting, you kind of knew he was invincible. Like he
Yeah.
he wasn't gonna
Nothing's gonna
die.
happen to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing was gonna happen to him. He was coming in like Arnold. I mean, he got shot when his wife got killed,
Yeah.
but I totally expected him to walk out of that.
Right.
Totally expected him to just walk out of that building, and I don't need no hospital. I'm fine.
Yeah.
pull a Wolverine and have the bullets just pop out of him. I don't know. I expected him to be Black Panther for some reason. So I didn't get the intensity. I think I'm at a 6
Yeah.
for the end.
I'd give it a little bit of. I'd go for me. It'd be higher. I'd go with 7 for me.
Okay, so that rounds off to 7. And then the twist of the film. The twist was good, but I saw it coming with
Yeah.
Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
It's all coming
so,
back to me now.
huh?
I'm starting to, as we were talking about, I'm starting to remember
Yeah.
the movie. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm again. I think it's a good twist, but it was right from the get go. I knew.
Yeah. I'd
So
go
I
with
think
7.
okay. I'm at a 6 for the
Yeah.
twist. So we'll round that off to a 7. Okay, 16, 25, 33, 40,
How'd the Blu-ray
56.
transfer look?
I thought the Blu-ray was good. Sound was good. Action was good. I liked it. You don't get a 4K option with this.
Yeah.
It was just Blu-ray, but yeah, no, it was good. Okay, so 79
That's a good score.
for Without Remorse. Yeah, that was pretty close to what I expected
Yeah.
when I watched it. Because I can watch it and kind of judge. I'm like, I'm going to give that probably between 75 and 80. and um, I'm usually pretty close, but yeah, that was good score.
Yeah.
Um, so um, of these last two movies I've got, did you see either of them? I have Dog,
I
and I
seen
have
Dog in actually seen Dog in theater twice.
you did okay, good. And
Yes.
did you see The Cursed?
No. It's on my list to buy.
Okay, buy it. All I'm gonna say is wow, but I'll score it and I'll tell you what I think.
Okay.
Are you big on spoilers? Does it matter to you? I
No,
know Mark
spoilers don't
Mark
matter to
doesn't
me.
care. Yeah, no, spoilers don't matter
Yeah,
to
I
me
don't care.
either. Um, if you tell me what's in it, I'm just like, okay, cool. I'll go watch it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I bought I bought Dog, and the reason why I bought Dog is because they interviewed Channing Tatum when Dog came out in the theater, and he said the dog does not die at the end of the movie. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, I'll watch it because I will not watch a movie if I think the dog's going to be dead at the end of the movie. They always get me. Marley and Me, um, Old Yeller, Eight Below, all those movies. I can't. You can't. You kill the dog on me. I am so upset at the end of the movie. Hachi was another one, and and Richard Gere was the one that died. But I was just choked up. I was so I have A Dog's Purpose on Blu-ray that I bought like 4 years ago, and I've never watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm like, I know that's gonna make me cry. I know it's gonna make me cry. I can't
Right.
do it. John Wick, right? Killed the dog. I was so mad. They killed that dog.
Right.
I wanted that pit bull to like lay into somebody.
I did too.
Get revenge on that puppy. So okay, let's score Dog.
Okay.
Since you saw it twice in the theater, you saw it twice in the theater. You must have loved it, bro. Did
Yeah, I
you?
took my daughter to see it because she likes dog movies. Then I took my father. He suffers from dementia,
Oh,
so
okay.
I try to find films that he likes because he just took me to the movies all the time when I was a kid. So I got to return the favor, something to get him out of the house, and I enjoyed that movie a lot.
Nice. Yeah, I wasn't gonna see in the theater, and again because I was worried the dog was gonna die, and I'm not crying in no theater. Um, but I was like, okay, and I like Channing Tatum's comedy. I don't really care for him as an actor, but I think he's got good comedy timing. He's pretty darn funny.
Yes.
Um, so I was actually hoping for some laughs and some enjoyment there, especially once I found out the dog didn't die and how the dog practically tortures this man through most of
Yeah.
this movie. Um, but okay, so let's take a look at it. First of all, I got to get the picture
Let me
so
go to
that we
the
can
cast.
see it.
I mean, I love how you do this. It makes it fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad, bro. I I'm really glad you like it. It's something that I've been working on for a long time. I've been doing it this way for about 10 years. Because I'm like, I don't want to just go, I don't want to just give it one score. I want to,
Right.
I want to, if certain people like, okay, I want a movie with a good story. I don't care about anything else. It better be a good story. And if the story is a 10, but the acting isn't a 4, then they might go, okay, well, if the story's good, I'm going to go ahead and get it. But if they're like, oh,
Right.
the actor's got to be good, and if they're not, then they go, okay, yeah, I'm not even going to touch it. But the average score still kind of comes out how you feel about the movie as a whole. And I, yeah, I enjoy doing this a lot, and I really love doing the episodes with with you and with Nate, and then I had my son on yesterday,
I haven't watched that yet.
and we did his 5 favorite movies, which 2 of them were influenced by me, because he picked Ferris Bueller and he picked The Italian Job,
Oh wow.
and I was like, oh, he picked two of my favorite movies. He's like, you introduced me, and these are my favorite movies now, so we scored those. And then he picked Howl's Moving Castle, because he's a big anime fan, so that was his favorite anime. He picked Tangled, um, another animated movie, because he watches that whenever he's sad, because it always makes him happy. And shoot, what was the other one he picked? I know I have it. It was Knives Out.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. Um, he was gonna go a different way, but he's like, you know what? I want to do Knives Out. I want to do something new. And I was like, okay. So we did Knives Out, and it was pretty awesome. It was a great show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. And he even had his son. So I had my grandson on the episode because
Oh,
he's
that's
3 months
cool.
old. So my son was holding my grandson, and we were
That's
all
cool.
talking, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool. It was fun. Um, all right. I get to put this picture up. But blam, there's dog. Okay, so this one is gonna kind of be low on the cast for me.
I recognize three.
Yeah, because I think well, of course I recognize Channing Tatum,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Kevin Nash
I recognize Kevin Nash.
and Ethan Suplee.
I did not recognize him.
He's the
Who?
sailboat dude from Mallrats. He's looking
Okay,
at the you know them things you stare at to see the image. Um, and you got to stare out long enough, and it kind of shows you the image. He's in that. He does that, and he was on My Life as Earl or My Name is Earl.
okay. Oh, he was the ranger that had the brother, the
Yes,
dog, the other dog,
yes.
right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I recognize him by face, but not by name. So okay, so yeah, so I'm at a 5, and you were at a 6, so we'll
Mm-hmm.
round that up to 6. Okay, what'd you think of the acting in this?
I thought it was great. Channing, I can't say his name. Channing Tatum. Um, I thought he did a really good job in this. For mostly acting with the dog. I mean, I thought it was
Yeah,
believable.
I I think yeah, a lot of it was off the cuff. It was based on
Yeah.
he would react to what the dog would do,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Um,
for that, I rank that pretty high on in my
yeah,
opinion.
I mean I'm pretty high because I didn't know a lot of the cast, so
And Kevin Nash was gold too. He was funny.
Kevin Nash was like, sorry, dude, I didn't.
Hmm.
Because I mean, at first I didn't recognize him. I was like, who the heck is the dude that
Yeah,
um that hit him with the tranquilizer dart? And I was like, I recognize that voice. Um, uh, let's see.
definitely watch it, man.
Yeah,
Definitely
dude,
watch
I
it.
had no interest in Jojo Rabbit either. He got me onto it, and I loved it.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah, I was yeah, he converted me. He
And
converted
thanks for
me,
watching
bro.
too, man.
Oh, yeah, thanks for watching, Mark. Yeah, he's been like every time he catches one of my videos, he comments on it. Hey, I watched this video. Good job. Or
That's awesome, man.
you suck, David. No, he never says that. But um, but no, it's really cool. Mark's been like catching up on my videos, and it's really awesome. So yeah, I'm at a 7 for the acting.
I'm gonna go and man, I want to say 9 just because for Channing Tatum's performance with the dog for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I,
So I
I'm
mean,
gonna put it at
if you go
9.
9 or an 8, it's still going to be an 8.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna go 9. I'll go 9.
okay. So we'll average it out to an 8.
And Kevin Nash was funny as hell
I thought
too.
Kevin Nash was funny. I actually met him at a show.
I met him
Uh,
once.
yeah, I met him once backstage.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I used to be a pro wrestler.
Right, I remember you telling me that, and I
Yeah, and
want to deep dive into that sometime.
uh, we should. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, it got to be I just wasn't big enough.
Hmm.
Um, but I actually did really good in lucha libre.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so yeah, it was really funny, and I'm just gonna tell this one thing because I I named myself in lucha libre because I was a referee, and I went to lucha libre to referee, and I got into it with a wrestler on purpose, and he told me I was stupid because I didn't understand Spanish, and so we got into it, and I beat the crap out of him because I'm bigger than most of the lucha libre guys.
Right.
So in the WWE element, I was one of the little guys. I was the guy that had to flip over the top rope and do all the
Hmm.
crazy moves because everybody else was 6'5", 260 pounds. But in Lucha Libre, I was the monster. And so, because I was right about 200 pounds. And, most of the Lucha Libre guys are 150, 160. So I was the big beefy guy. So I beat the crap out of the dude. And then I started wrestling, where I just came out and wrestled the guy, and then I had an interview with a Spanish guy, and he was translating for me, and he was like, "So, what do you call yourself? We don't introduce you. You just come out. You just come out to no music, and you beat the guy up, and you go backstage. What is your name?" And I go, "Well, I'm gonna call myself what everybody calls me here at the Anaheim Flea Market, and that is Pinche Güero." um, which, which it's an 18 and over thing, so loosely translated, it's fucking white boy, is what it
Hmm.
means. so, um, so that was my lucha libre name. I was Pinche Güero,
That's cool.
and and yeah, wrestled. I wrestled for about a year, lucha libre, and it was a lot of fun. And it was, I got to be the big guy. I got to do the squash matches in lucha
That's
libre,
awesome.
which was awesome because when I was in, I worked for UPW, which was a training school for the WWE back in the
Hmm.
early 2000s. And so I worked with John Cena and Samoa Joe and a bunch of other guys. Um, I was the one that got squashed. So I was the speedster that had to do all the crazy moves and stuff and the high flying. But in Lucha Libre, I didn't have to do that, which most of them most of them all did. But to have me
Right.
come in and I didn't have to do that. I just did like the fierce clotheslines and the big huge body slams and all
Right.
the strength moves, and it was really cool having that different dynamic.
That's cool, dude.
Um, oh, Well, yeah, if you're close to Charlotte, bro, yeah,
Hmm.
you're gonna meet a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah.
But yeah, working for UPW, I got to meet, I mean, all the big guys from Kurt Angle to um, Triple H, the Hardy Boys, Lita, all those guys. Like it was early 2000s. Edge and Christian, Tommy Dreamer. I mean, all those guys kept coming backstage, and I met Kevin Nash came to one show. He didn't wrestle, but he cut a promo, and he was pretty cool. He was pretty cool to talk to. Um, but yeah, by far my favorite person to talk to is Roddy Piper. May
Oh,
he
I didn't get to
rest.
meet him.
But yeah, I sat in the locker room with him for an hour and we just talked. Just just talked. It wasn't about wrestling. We just talked about
That's cool.
kids and life and stuff like that. Everybody had already gone, and he and I just sat in the locker room and just talked. It was awesome. It was one of the best conversations I've ever had.
That's cool.
All right, back to what we're talking about. So let's go to plot. It says, um, I'll see if I can read the back of the box. Army Ranger Briggs and Lulu buckle up for a road trip down the Pacific coast in hopes of making it to a fellow soldier's funeral on time. Along the way, they'll drive each other crazy, break a handful of laws, narrowly escape death, and learn to let down their guards in order to have a fighting chance of finding happiness.
That wouldn't make me watch that movie.
It wouldn't or would?
Wouldn't.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not feeling it.
Mm-mm.
I was like, and this is probably why besides the fact that I thought the dog was gonna die, this is probably why I didn't see it in the theater. I was like, I'm just gonna get it on Blu-ray. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. No, Roddy Piper was an awesome dude.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I'm 6.
Yeah. I was gonna go 5, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that rounds up to 6. So you're at a 5. I'm at a 6. Um, okay. The ending of the movie.
I liked it.
Again, I like the ending.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I was also like I knew it was coming,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, okay, when are you gonna stop and
Yeah.
turn around and go get your dog? Because
Yeah.
you know that's your dog.
Right.
You know you don't leave him at the don't leave him there. You know you're gonna back up and and go get him. So it was just a matter of waiting to see that
Yeah.
happen. But it ended the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
They ended up helping each other. Um,
Yeah.
because regardless of what Channing Tatum thought or his character thought in the movie, he was not ready to go back in.
Right.
There was
Yeah.
definitely something really wrong with him, and they really helped each other.
Yeah.
They both had major PTSD, and especially the dog. The dog for
Yeah.
sure had PTSD.
You don't really don't think about that either.
Yeah,
When
you
those
don't think
animals are
animals
over
can
there.
get that, but they absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
they're just as susceptible, if not more so, than human beings of getting mental issues. I deal with mental things from my dog that I'm still working with him on because he was abused by a former owner. So um, and it's just it's really interesting because you can tell I know what's going on in your head. I can see that you're scared of me still, and I won't do anything to you, but
Yeah.
because your former master did hurt you, yeah, again, makes me mad. Don't fucking hurt a dog on me.
Hmm.
Um, but
And the little quips that Tatum has with that guard at the end, you know, um, when he's trying to hand over the dog to him before he goes back and gets it. Just the little one-liners. It's
yeah,
not one-liners, but just the dialogue between them. You could tell he was upset. He didn't want to do it.
yeah.
I
Hey,
liked the way he
well, and
delivered it.
like it's like, what do you want to come? Do you want to come back with a hand? Do you want to live? Are you?
Hmm.
What are you doing? You let me
Yeah.
have this. Let me do this. Okay, but yeah, you knew
Yeah.
that and it was like, dude, that's your dog now. And I
Yeah.
think when in the hotel room, and again, spoiler alert, but it's just Mark. Mark says he doesn't care. When Channing Tatum was complaining about migraines, and that was no migraine, that was a seizure
hmm
at the toward the end of the movie in
Yeah.
the motel room, and the dog came to him and laid on him and made sure he was okay.
Yeah.
That's when it was that was his dog.
Yep. I 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think ending him at a 7.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
agree with that.
Okay. The story of the story was better than I thought it would be.
hmm
I was really impressed with how you learn more about the dog because of that book.
Yes. The the Grey's Anatomy book, and
Yeah,
yeah, I
the
thought
the
that
Grey's
was
Anatomy
cool.
videos and the
Yeah.
and the book with all the letters and the pictures and the stuff,
hmm
and they kind of go into that a few times during the movie, and you're learning more and more about what the
hmm
dog dealt with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no wonder that dog is messed up. No wonder that dog is having these kind of problems.
Yeah.
And there's a thing in the beginning where they were talking about and it was just like when they were showing the credits and they had like the pictures like the discharge papers and the ownership change and things like
hmm
that, and I thought that was about the soldier, but as I learned more in the story, that was the dog.
hmm
The dog was being discharged for mental issues. The dog was going through all this stuff. It wasn't the other guy that died. It was the dog.
Yeah.
And so that really kind of hit me about midway through the movie, and I'm like, wait, all that stuff in the beginning, that wasn't about the soldier that died. That was about the dog. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm at an 8 for the story.
I
I
agree with that.
I enjoyed it. There were a couple of minor holes, but
Yeah.
I wasn't left with really any questions I was worried about. Um, okay, and I call this a comedy, and I call it what I call an animal comedy or a pet comedy because there's a dog or some kind of animal involved. So for the comedy aspect, how funny was the film? What do you think? Did
I
you
laughed a lot.
did you you belly
It was a
laugh?
belly laugh.
Th-
No.
no, there wasn't belly. I laughed. There was a like at the I know it was in the trailer, but when he drinks the bottle and the dog comes and grabs the bottle, when that happened, I
Yeah.
I I chuckled. It was like Giga Water.
hmm
I was aha, but
The part
there
that
were
made me chuckle. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to
no.
interrupt.
Go ahead.
Is when I forget what he's doing. He's coming back from something, and you can see he looks inside the truck, and his seats are all torn to hell. Just
Yeah, it's like
Tatum's reaction.
you're. He's like he doesn't know what to say because
Yeah.
he's like you're such a demon. I don't know what to
hmm
do.
Yeah.
And then kind of storms off. He's
Yeah.
just like I'm not gonna deal with this. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean there were like 3 or 4 points where I laughed.
Yeah.
I didn't get a full on belly laugh, but
And the
I thought
Kevin
it
Nash
was
stuff was funny.
the
Again,
Kevin
going back
Nash
to that.
stuff was funny. I mean, I loved him sitting there and he
With the
just
suckers.
he looked, yeah, the sucker's like, this is really good.
Mm, yeah.
And he's trying to take the zip ties off with the
Oh yeah.
shoelace. And he's all, are you sure this works? He goes, yeah, bro, you're doing great. He's all,
Yeah.
uh yeah. um yeah, so not full on belly laugh. I think I'm at a 7.
I'd give it a 7.
Yeah, for how funny he
Yeah.
is. um Now the chemistry. So this is, the chemistry between the characters, and more importantly, the chemistry between Channing Tatum and the dog.
hmm It was really good.
And I
It
enjoyed it.
didn't
It
seem
wasn't,
forced.
yeah, it didn't seem forced. It wasn't Turner and Hooch. I thought the chemistry there was a lot better. Um, but it was better than Canine. That was another one, the Jim Belushi
Yeah.
one. So yeah, I think I'm at an 8 for the
I was
chemistry.
gonna go with the 7, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll round that up to an 8. And then the script. So I think the script is really simple
Yeah.
because, and a lot of this lays into the story. The story's really good, and that helped, and the script is good for that. But I think a lot of it was okay. Your lines will be reactive based on what the dog does,
Yeah.
and that was kind of what it was. Okay, wait for the dog to do something, and then your line is based on that. And he would almost ad lib some of this stuff. I
It
think
would seem like.
it seemed like it was just off the cuff where he was saying stuff.
Hmm.
So I
But it's still
can't.
very believable.
Yeah, but it seemed really good, and I think that that laid into the acting and the story really well. But it's gonna kind of hurt the script a little bit.
Hmm.
So I think I'm at a 6 for the script.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And then for the pet aspect, um, so for the pet itself, I love this dog. I think Lulu was
Yeah.
amazing,
Yeah.
really good. You could tell that she was trained. Um,
Right.
she was trained really well. Her reactions were really good. And you know, this dog and the other one, the brother,
Hmm.
I believe those were the two German shepherds from John Wick 3 that Halle Berry had.
Oh, really?
I think so. I'm only going by what I saw and how they reacted and their behavior. I think it was the same two dogs, or at least they were trained by the same person.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go look that up. But when I watched dog, I was like, that the way when those two were together, that was like, oh, that reminds me of Halle Berry's dogs from John Wick 3. So I'm wondering
Oh,
if it's the
yeah.
same dogs or they were trained.
I never put that together.
Yeah, but it did feel like it was the same dogs, or at least they had the same trainer. That's
Right.
that's what I think anyway. I could be wrong, but I got that. So um God, I'm at a solid 8, maybe a 9 for the dog, for the
Yeah.
animal, for the pet.
I'd give it a 9.
Okay. And then the last thing is the physical comedy, because with any dog
Oh,
movie, there's physical comedy. So the
yeah.
physical comedy is I almost can't give it a 10, so I'm gonna go 9.
That's
But
what I was going to do too.
yeah,
Just the way
I
Tatum reacts,
just
you
yeah
know, his
his
body
reaction
language.
to it, and
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite parts was when um, Channing Tatum, well, for the physical comedy, when Channing Tatum he was almost getting nookie from those hippie
You're
chicks,
right.
and the dog's going crazy, and he's like, okay, let me go check on her. Comes out and he goes, you're really blocking me here. You're giving me a problem. He goes
Yeah.
out and then there's the dude with the rock, and he's like,
Hmm.
bro, you really don't want to do that right now. Don't just put the rock down. You smash the window. I'm not the one that's going to be mad. You really need to put the rock. And he smashes the rock, and the dog goes after him.
Hmm.
And he runs over and he's grabbing the dog, and the girls run off. That the whole scene, the physical comedy
Yeah.
there, that was one of the scenes that cracked me up
Yeah. This
because
is
I was like,
excellent.
that dog is going to get him. He's going
Hmm.
to smash that window. Oh gosh, so funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, 9 for the physical comedy. Okay, let's score this. Let's score this bad boy.
It's such a good movie too. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
Okay, so 74 for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty good score. I think IMDb gives it a 6.5. So, so yeah, I find that I'm usually, when I like the movie, I'm usually about a point to even 2 points higher than what
Oh, really?
IMDb's average is. So that's about right. Okay, now for the cursed, and we can skip it if you want, but if you want
No,
me to
dude.
score it,
No, no, no. I want
okay.
to hear about it. So,
Um, I gotta say I really enjoyed this. It was not what I expected. I was expecting one thing and I got something totally different. Um, so I want to get a picture of that.
is it a werewolf movie?
Yes,
It
and at
came
the
out the
same
same day. Same day
at
as the
the
regular Curse, right?
yeah, at the same day as the regular Cursed was re-released, this one came out. So, but yeah, they are nowhere near alike. There is
I
no.
don't really like that other one.
You don't like
Like,
the other Cursed?
and some of the acting bothers me.
Yeah, well, yeah, Joshua Jackson's Christina
Hmm.
Ricci. I think Jesse Eisenberg is the little brother.
Yeah,
Um, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun for what it was, but yeah, the acting was not very good.
yeah,
Um, and what makes a werewolf movie for me is the transformation.
yeah.
And I thought it was okay, but it wasn't great. But the transformation in this movie, you really got to see it.
Who put this out?
Um, gosh, I don't. I'm not sure what this
I just
says.
figured it was an RLJ.
It says LD Entertainment. Um, yeah, it just says LD Entertainment.
Oh, I was just curious.
2.39 to 1 widescreen. Master audio 5.1. Yeah, LD Entertainment. I've never really heard of them.
Yeah, me neither.
Um, so yeah, not a not a big deal. I think I'll keep that magnifying glass so I can read the box. Um, but yeah, let me get a picture of this. Come on, where's my screenshot thing? There it is. Really, take your time coming up. Boop, 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 boop. I wonder, there's only 10 pictures in IMDb. That's kind of sad. Well,
Oh, excuse me.
no, there's not really good pictures on IMDb about the transformation. Yeah. Um, hmm. I can't compare anything to American Werewolf in London. That's like the pinnacle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I compare all werewolf transformations to. Is that. And no, um I can't put it on par with that. Um but it's pretty close. It's not, and I think the main thing was the surprise of it. The way the transformation happens. It's it's really weird, and I'll try to explain it as much as I can. Um, but let's get the picture up. I mean,
Did
even
you?
even the even the picture is not as good as this. This is I can't get a good. There it is.
That's cool.
So do you see the tentacles and stuff coming
Yeah,
out?
it looks. First, I thought it was a tree.
Yeah. No, that's a person being transformed into the werewolf,
Oh, that's cool.
into the creature. And I yeah, I'm not sure I would even call it so much a werewolf, but they call it a werewolf in the movie. I mean, it's the whole thing is a werewolf, but when they do an interview with the director, and there's the poster. They do an interview with the director, and the director in the special features they did a making of, and I think that's the only special feature on here is the making of. And the director says, I wanted the werewolf transformation to appear more alien.
Hmm. Appear more alien.
More alien.
Huh. Is that a spoiler?
No, because
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's not. They don't hint to anything alien or anything like that. But the way the transformation happens and the way the creature is, it's really odd. It's more because I'm going to say it, the creature doesn't have any hair. So, and that's kind of one of the telltale signs of it being a werewolf. It's um, more like a vicious, evil, like and weird face and God, what could I equate it with? I know there's a creature off the top of my head that it looks like the. Did you ever see the movie Priest?
Yeah.
Like those vampire creatures in Priest.
Oh.
That's kind of what it reminded me of. Only more teeth. Um, but anyway, but the way that it's almost like this the virus kind of envelops them and makes them into something else. Now that's kind of a
See that?
spoiler.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
So um it's not like the person becomes the werewolf. Something comes out of them and basically covers their body, changes them into the werewolf. So there's one scene where they killed one and the main actor when I describe the story and everything, the main actor cuts into the werewolf, and inside the werewolf is the actual person.
Oh, see, that's cool.
Comes out like a baby, like it's in the membrane and stuff, and comes out, and you can see the tentacles start to come out like it's about to transform again. And he's
Oh,
like, "You
that's
got to
cool.
kill it now! You got to kill it!" and then they had to shoot the person inside the creature, so that it wouldn't become the creature again. I
Oh,
thought it was really cool looking. It was really neat.
I want to look this up real quick. See how much.
Yeah, I think I got this for 15. I think I got this for 15. Um, so anyway, IMDb is giving it a 6.3. Usually I'm pretty high on horror movies that I like. I'm almost 2 points higher sometimes. So we'll see how I do. So the movie stars Boyd Holbrook, Kelly Riley, Alistair Petrie, Roxanne Duran, Nigel Betts, Stuart Bowman, a bunch of other people that I really don't recognize. I recognize Boyd Holbrook and Kelly Riley, but not by name. Boyd Holbrook was the I would say the bad guy, but he was the guy that was after Logan in Logan when he was Old Man Logan
Oh,
with the
yeah.
robot hand. So that's Boyd
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Holbrook, and then Kelly Riley is the wife of John Watson in the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr.,
Okay.
Jude Law's wife. That's Kelly Riley. So I was like, okay, I know those two guys. And then there were a couple other people. So I knew by face, but not by name. So I think I'm at a 5. No, I think I'm at a 4 for the cast for this one.
I just looked it up. Walmart has it for $12.99.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think that is what I got it for. I think I got it at Walmart for $12.99.
yeah. Because Amazon didn't have it.
Yeah. No, I got it at Walmart. Um, I thought the acting was really good. It's a period piece. It takes place 19th century. So I'm gonna go with an 8 on the acting. And now the plot. So a once peaceful remote country village is under attack but by who or what no one knows. Villagers spread rumors of a cursed land, supernatural forces, and even demonic creatures as the disappearances and killings continue. Pathologist John McBride, who's Boyd Holbrook, arrives to investigate the danger, only to discover something much deeper and more sinister than he ever could have imagined. So, what do you think? How likely would you be to buy that by reading that?
Not by reading that, by
Yeah.
you describing it.
Okay.
I would pass that right over. I wouldn't.
Yeah. See, I read this. When I read the plot, not the back of the box, but I read the plot when I was looking it up online, when I was looking up the new releases, and I instantly went, "That sounds like Brotherhood of the Wolf to me." And so I was like, I was interested right off the bat. Um, so without, I suspected when it was Boyd Holbrook, I was like, I think I know who that is, but it wasn't until I saw his
Right.
face that I was like, okay, now I know who that is. Um, so it wasn't the actors that drew me to it. It was the plot. It was what I read, not from the box, but from online. Um, but yeah, reading the box, um, I still kind of got that feeling, but not as much. So I'm at a 7 for the plot. Uh, the ending of this is it's really interesting. I think I'm at an 8 for the ending. Because basically everybody dies in the village except for the two children and the pathologist. So the pathologist takes the kids and says, I'm your dad now. You're coming with me. So, because everybody else is gone. The mom and dad were dead. Most of the villagers were gone. It was like total body count, but not a very big village, like 30 people in the whole village. Um, but yeah, no, I was totally down for it. I liked how it ended, but basically they just had to break the curse. So so the story is really interesting because it's um um God, I don't want to put this. So these gypsies put a curse on the person who was in charge of the village and his family. And the curse happened because he kicked them off the land and took the land for himself. Kind of like what we did to the Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So these gypsies put a curse on him, and in putting the curse on him, they took 30 pieces of silver, they melted it down, and they made false teeth, like werewolf teeth. So you got like a set of silver fangs, like full set of teeth. And that kind of sets the curse in motion. And then um, a kid gets taken, disappears. People are starting to die. The pathologist gets called in. He comes in, starts investigating, and right away you know that he knows something, but you're not sure, where he's got more information than he lets out. The people in the town are like, "Oh, it's just animal attacks. It's not anything big." They're trying to like shine it off, and then the guy's like, "No, it's not." And you guys are stupid. So the first half of the movie has a little bit too much character development. It's a little slow, but it's 2 hours long,
That's not bad.
and right about the 45-minute mark, you start really kind of getting an idea of what's going on. At first, you're like investigating, and it's kind of like I said, it was kind of like Brotherhood of the Wolf, to where they're like, we don't think it's a supernatural creature, but but still people are still vanishing and they're turning up like destroyed dead, and then there's some of them that are just completely vanished. And then, but it isn't till like about 45 minutes in that you start to see some of the people getting killed. And but you don't see the creature until about an hour in. And then you start seeing the creature. And you're like, okay, what the heck is that? Um, so and then they do the thing where he's like, okay, I'm gonna go. I want everybody in the town to go hide in the church because you'll be safe in the church. Lock the door, and I'm gonna go out and set traps and see if I can hunt this creature. So so he goes out, tries to hunt for the creature, and he's setting these traps, and all of us, and he's like I'm gonna take a break. So he lays next to this cottage and he falls asleep. He wakes up and he hears noise coming from inside the cottage, and he gets up and he look and he kind of sees the creature move off out of the away from the door. So he starts backing up, gets his gun, and he's starting to load his gun because he has one of the old-fashioned muskets, right? So he's doing the powder in the gun. He's trying to jam the barrel, and then the creature comes out, and it jumps on him, and he's like fighting with it, and throws it off, and then fires and kills it. But it doesn't get the chance to get him because it actually grabbed his gun, and he was like this, and he flips it off, and bang. Um, so then, and that's when he took it to the the head guy of the village. They took it to his winery. He had like a whole bunch of barrels of wine in this place, and he puts it on the table, cuts it open, and the person that comes out is the kid that was missing.
Oh,
And it was like, so it was this little kid, this little girl, like and then you see the tentacles start to come out and start to envelop her again. And they're like, and the guy's like, you got to kill him now. So he kills him, and he's like, okay, this is what you're dealing with. This is a supernatural entity. It's doing this. It's infecting people, changing them into these creatures. And once this happens, they are no longer people anymore. They're just these creatures, and you can't do anything except for kill them. But he's like, but there's something else going on. Why are they here? And come to find out, his own village was completely obliterated by the same type of curse, including his wife and daughter was killed. So that's how he knows kind of what's going on. So,
so this
but
sounds
the
very good.
yeah, but the head of the house is like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. You need to leave, and he tries to kick him out of the village. And the guy's like, I'm not leaving. You guys are in trouble. Um, so so they all, the house gets attacked, and the head of the house gets bit. So he's going to transform. He goes into his barrel house where all of his wine is, and he sets fire to the whole place and kills himself. Tells tells the guy to take care of his wife and kids. So they all go to the church, and of course the wife thinks she hears her daughter crying for her. So she opens the doors to the church, and the creature comes in and starts killing everybody in the church. And I mean, it gets gory. The last hour of the movie, great kills, great gore. But they're like, okay. So he's like, he talks to the one daughter, and he's like, I know you know what's going on. There's got to be like something silver hiding around here. Tell me where it's at. And it was in the church. So he finds the teeth, has to melt it down into silver bullets to kill the creature and break the curse.
That's the whole.
So
I think I'm gonna order that tonight.
order that tonight. Get it. I hope you like it, bro. But yeah, I really liked it. The transformation was good. The kill scenes were really good. So yeah, I was impressed. I'm kind of hard pressed to call it a werewolf movie because they did not look like werewolves. Maybe the werewolves from Harry Potter, um, but I'm but I still liked it. I dug the story. There were a few holes in the story, so I'm going to go with a 7 for the story. Now it's a horror movie, so the scares were pretty good. I think it was reasonably scary, especially when they cut open the creature and the kid came out and it was transforming again. And I mean, yeah, it's almost like the kid doesn't exist. It's just like almost like John Carpenter's The Thing, where it was just kind of
Oh,
like transforming, like the tentacles were coming out and stuff, and that's kind of what it reminded me of. But they were all transforming into the same type of creature. So, um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 7 for the scares. There weren't a whole there weren't a whole lot of jump scares because it's really interesting. The scares were like there's this one scene where the maid is out there like taking clothes off the clothesline and you can hear something and the maid keeps looking around and the sheets are blowing and the sheets blowing and you can see behind the sheet you see a leg and then it blows again you kind of see half of the creature's face and then she screams and the creature comes bursting through the
oh
sheet
man.
and tackles the maid and just starts chewing on her and I was like, oh dude, it wasn't a jump scare because I knew it was there, but then it just kind of rah came out at you, and so I thought that was pretty cool. Um, so so for jump scares, I think I'm gonna go with a 6 on that. I thought the special effects were great on the transformation and the blood and everything. So gosh, boy, I want to give it a 10
Do it.
because I really liked how they did it. And I haven't had a lot of good werewolf movies recently.
There hasn't been any really that I can
Really,
think of.
no. The last werewolf movie that I loved, the most recent one, was Where. As
I
W
don't
E
think I've
R.
seen that.
If you get a chance, watch it. And it's kind of found footage, how they do it. But the transformation's really good. It kind of happens slowly over time, but they're like chasing this thing, and you see like the helicopters flying, and with the searchlight on it, and it's running through the woods. It was really cool. It was really neat. So that's got to be my favorite
You
werewolf
said
movie.
where?
Where WER is the name of
Yeah.
it. Um, yeah, I've got it. Shoot, I'll grab the box. Yeah, this is from Focus Entertainment,
Oh, I'm about to keep an eye out for that. 'Cause that
and
sounds cool too.
yeah, I think it's AJ Cook.
Oh, from Criminal Minds.
Yeah, from Criminal Minds. She stars in it. Everybody says, witness the rebirth of a legend in the spine tingling descent into true horror. When a vacationing family is brutally murdered, an intrepid attorney, Kate Moore, who's AJ Cook, is assigned to defend Talon, Brian Scott O'Connor, the main suspect and mysterious loner with a strange medical condition. As she delves into his shadowy past and runs scientific tests to prove his innocence, Talon's darker instincts soon surface with unparalleled violence. As Talon slashes and shreds his way to freedom, Kate must stop the atrocities she's unleashed before the city is torn apart, limb by bloody limb.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really like the transformation in this. Yeah, from the director of The Devil Inside.
Okay.
So it yeah, I don't know if you can
What year is that?
um gosh, I want to say 2010, 2014.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the most recent good werewolf movie that I've seen. A couple that I liked. I liked Late Phases. Um, and there's one called the Werewolf Within. I don't think I have that right. But there's a werewolf movie that turns out not to be a werewolf. It was a 7 foot tall man dressed as a werewolf that was killing people,
I don't think I've seen that
and
one.
it was kind of a comedy. It was actually pretty interesting, but I didn't love it. But it was like it wasn't what I expected, so that kind of surprised me. All right, so the Cursed, because it's a monster movie, because it's a werewolf movie, so we got to talk about the monster itself, and I really like it. I enjoyed the monster. Um, I yeah, I'm totally down for that. So I gave that a 9. And the bodies and the kills in this movie, really good. I'm gonna give that a 9 as well. So 12, 19, 27, 34, 50, 67, 76. Ooh, 85.
It's a good score.
That's a really good score. Yeah, I figured I was going to be in the eights. That's a little higher than I expected. But like I said, I'm about 2 points higher than what IMDb has. The only thing I did not like about it was how slow it was in the beginning. That's the only thing. If I
I'll
was
keep that
if
in
I
mind.
was if I was going to score the pace of the film, I'd probably give the pace a 4, because
Oh
the
wow.
almost the first half of the movie was really slow. I wasn't really. I was like, okay, get to something, and then but once you started seeing the kills happen and stuff, like about 45 minutes in, then from then on it was awesome.
Hmm. Looks like I'm buying that tonight.
Well, I apologize to your family for you for spending your money, but at the same time, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, so that's it. That's what I watched.
that's good.
I mean, aside from other ones, but because I
Yeah,
watch repeat a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, if I watch anything new or rewatch something in 4K that I have in another format, then I score that. So that was pretty good. We gave our lowest one, we gave Uncharted a 72, but an 86 for the 4K transfer.
yeah.
Um,
What was Dog again?
Dog, we gave a 74. And then Without Remorse, we gave a 79.
Yeah,
I gave an 80 for the outfit and an 85 for Cursed. Um,
nice.
and then the 4K transfer of Jurassic Park gets an 84, and the 4K transfer of Turning Red gets an 88. So that's the best 4K transfer I've watched
Yeah,
this week.
I think the best working transfer, just for trying to remember, I'll have to say is Rogue One, which I just finished before I logged in.
I do,
It,
yeah, I don't have the 4K transfer of Rogue
oh, it's
One,
fantastic.
but yeah, I would get, after scoring them, I would get Empire Strikes Back and Rogue One on 4K if I was going to do it.
Yeah.
But because those are two of my favorites.
And I recommend you get those Halloween Screen Factories.
Yeah, that sounds great, bro. I think
Yeah,
I'll definitely do that. I did want to get 1 and 2 for sure,
I
but
haven't
but
watched
yeah,
those ones yet, but
yeah, but yeah,
I watch them all the time.
I watch 1 and 2 all the time. So I was just like, yeah,
Yeah,
eventually I'm gonna get those Scream Factory 4Ks. But 4 and 5 I haven't seen. I
I
haven't
haven't seen
seen in
them.
a while.
It's probably been 15 years since I watched them.
Yeah, I think that's about the same for me.
Yeah.
Little Danielle Harris.
Oh yeah.
And then to get her in the Rob Zombie remakes was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do, I know we're 2 hours in, so we don't have much time, but I have a thing set up for the new releases that came out this past Tuesday. So I try to kind of grab pictures of all those, and that's a little video clip that I'm going to show. So it'll mute us while that's going on, and we'll play that right now. So yeah, that was it. Um, yeah, I kind of want that Escape from New York on 4K. I
Yeah,
want that Scream Factory. I think I want the Craft one too.
mine just came in today.
Oh yeah,
My craft, yeah,
yeah. And speaking of which, so
nice.
I've got some unboxings to do.
The one
So
thing I
let's
got this week was Beverly Hills Cop 2 4K and The Craft
and the
4K.
Craft.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't get either of those this week. I'm gonna keep those in mind. So, but let's
I
see
wanted
what I
that
got.
slip for Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to take a chance at missing that out.
Okay, so I've got Wormwood Apocalypse
Oh, nice. I like that
with the
slip. I like the
with
art
the
on it.
slip. It's nice.
Yeah.
And that was ordered from Best Buy. Nice. Yeah,
Oh, good to hear that.
I'm definitely looking to getting those, Mark. And then I got Infinite,
Oh,
and
yeah, that was a
I got
Paramount
the
Plus.
4K. The 4K was the same price as the Blu-ray, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I like I don't want to butcher his name. Chew, yeah, I'm gonna butcher his name. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Um, I really like him as an actor. So I I've heard mixed reviews about this,
I
but
didn't like it.
yeah, well, we'll see. It was,
Maybe
I
you
think,
will. I mean, it just wasn't for me. I didn't. I was bored with it.
yeah, it does seem like it's going to be kind of a wow.
It's very cliche.
Okay, I got this huge envelope, but I might use this to all that for licorice pizza.
I want to get that. I liked that movie a lot. Well, not a lot. I
I
liked it. It
I
was one of
haven't
my.
seen it, but I've been looking forward to it. I knew right away I was going to get it. I didn't get a chance to see
I
it.
was, I was thinking of
Um,
another movie, but this was one of my most anticipated movies,
yeah,
of 2021. And
but yeah,
when I finally saw it, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot.
oh
It didn't live up to the hype
cool.
that was surrounding that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It
Yeah.
even says it's got a limited edition poster
Oh, nice. I do
in
like
there.
that slip.
Yeah, it's a cool looking slip.
Yeah.
And I like it. It looks a little bit different than the actual case.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then I'm pretty sure I know what this one is.
You got anything coming next week?
uh yeah. Hopefully Batman. Um can't remember anything else, but yeah, I ordered the Batman 4K Steelbook, so
See, I didn't pre-order that. I'm just getting the regular slip.
okay.
But I got X coming from A24, and then that Arrow
Oh,
Wild
yeah.
Things.
I'm gonna get X for sure. I wasn't planning on getting Wild Things, but I did get the Hell or High Water 4K Steelbook.
Nice. That's such a great movie. That is a
It
great
is,
movie.
and it's looked like a really cool. Other meals fresh. Let's crack this sucker open. Man, I like this. Again, it's yeah, Ben Foster's in this. Oh yeah, see the the glasses are a window,
That's cool.
and then you get the
Chris Pine is awesome in that movie.
Chris Pine's good. Jeff Bridges is good in
Yeah.
this.
Chris
It's
Pine don't get enough love.
no, he's a really good actor.
Yeah, he is.
That's a good looking steelbook right there.
It is. See, I just can't do it anymore, man. It's crack.
Ah, yeah.
It's
I
crack.
hear, I hear you. Yeah, you're just kind of like, ah, it's bad.
Yeah,
And that's it. That's the inside.
that's nice interior work too. There, looks like the
Yeah,
field.
yeah, yeah. It's like it's the field.
Yeah,
You even got the grainy elements on the disc art. It's
nice.
God, it looks
I did
really.
pre-order a steelbook. I take that back. I did pre-order the. I missed the Screen Factory release Event Horizon, and Amazon had the pre-order up for the 4K steelbook.
Yep,
I did order that.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that coming too. I'm not getting that next week though. I think I'm getting that in August.
Yeah, it's August. I just
August 9th?
yeah, it's late in the year
Yeah,
or late in the summer. That was the last steelbook I pre-ordered.
yeah.
Oh, and I got the Friday the 13th because I love those steelbooks that they're putting out.
Oh, oh yeah, me too. I've got. I don't think I've ordered three yet. I think I think I want to get three, but I have one and two.
Yeah. And then stupid me, I have the Screen Factory box set, then I have those steelbooks, and then I pre-ordered that stupid 4K
I know
that they
you're like,
just put out.
take my
Yeah.
money, just take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I want to reiterate what Mark said here. Lionsgate is
Yeah, they are.
absolutely killing it with their steelbooks.
Yes, they are. I 100% agree.
I see. I'm like, oh man, I saw the Hell or High Water steelbook. I'm like, I gotta get
And it's
that.
only $20,
Yeah, it
which
was a
was
really good
nice,
price.
you
I
know.
got the um, Edge of Tomorrow. I just pre-ordered that.
I can't wait for that.
I'm excited. I pre-ordered the Bourne series, the Board franchise, um, with all the movies. That's on
So I have the
Steelbook.
first box set of that.
Yeah, I've got the 4K. I have 4K
Mm-hmm.
Steelbook box set on order. That comes out June 14th. And gosh, what else? But yeah, no, I've got stuff coming. But yeah, the Indiana Jones ones I pre-ordered
I
Raiders
thought about that.
and Temple of Doom. I was gonna get that set that we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't like the packaging on it. Um, did I show you? I finally got my first 4K Steelbook collection.
Which one was that?
It's Hunger Games.
That's a nice set. That is a
Yeah,
really nice set. Yeah, that is a good set.
yeah. My I walked into Best Buy. They still had three left, and I grabbed the best quality one. I showed it to my wife, and she goes, "Happy birthday!" And I was like, "Yes!" So that was my birthday present.
Yeah. Did you order the True Romance?
No,
Um,
no, I didn't order True Romance.
because there's a steelbook for that. There's a steelbook for Wild Things.
Yeah,
There was one more, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't do the
yeah,
steelbook. I don't like Arrow steelbooks personally. I just don't.
yeah.
I love their
I only
flips.
have two. But I like the. No, I'm sorry. I've got three. I got the RoboCop one. I got RoboCop, 12 Monkeys, and the original Dune. Those are the only Arrow steelbooks I've got.
Yeah,
But I like the American Werewolf in London and all that. I'd rather have it with the case, the
yeah,
slip
me
case
too.
with the book and all that.
Yeah.
That's so much better. I'm really surprised. Actually, no,
See,
I'm not surprised, but I think Arrow's better that way with all the extra stuff that they've
I
got.
agree.
Um, so yeah, I really like the American Werewolf in London. It's
Oh, it's a
amazing.
beautiful set.
That book is just awesome.
Yeah.
And
See, I got the American Werewolf. I got the Donnie Darko, the Dune. There's one more I had. Tremors.
I think there was one more I had, but I can't.
An American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, I have American Werewolf. I have American Werewolf, and I do like the Target exclusive 4K that I got of Eternals because it has like, some cards and things like that, and it's actually kind of pretty cool. It's got
See,
some
I don't
stuff in
like
it.
the way they did them now, but
Yeah.
when they first started doing them, they had the cool digibooks. I love that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. I mean, don't
Mm.
get me wrong, I still get. I'm waiting for West Side Story to drop in price
Huh.
and the Cruella to drop in price because you can
Yeah.
get them for
I
$10.
yeah. I've got the Cruella Blu-ray. I still have yet to watch it.
I haven't seen it yet either.
My daughter saw it in the theater and she said that she liked it. She's not sure if I'm gonna like it. So so is he American Werewolf, Tremors, Flash Gordon, and RoboCop? Yeah,
Oh, I
Arrow
have the
kills it.
RoboCop one too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I got the Steelbook of RoboCop, and I'm happy with the Steelbook. But yeah, it doesn't have all the good stuff inside that you get with
uh,
the other slipcase. So
I just love the hard
um,
box.
yeah, yeah. I look back and I regret that, but I got the Steelbook, and the 4K transfer is nice. The
I
sound
haven't
on it,
watched it yet.
ooh, yeah. Oh man, the sound on it is so good. It's really good, and you still get the same grainy effects from the original movie. And
That's intentional too. I think
yeah, I think it's
it.
intentional, and I like it. But then the sound you get Dolby Atmos sound, and
Yes.
you get the gunshots and everything. Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I didn't expect it, but my granddaughter absolutely loved that movie. She was glued because I was like, okay, it's Grandpa's turn to watch a movie. It's time for you to take a nap. So she's laying down. She's got her blanket. She's getting ready to take a nap, and then I put the movie on, and she's like, whoa. So she's up and she has a little trampoline that we put in the middle of the living room so she can bounce up and down,
Hmm.
and she's just sitting on it, just glued to the TV.
No, that's awesome.
Watched the entire movie. Even when my daughter came to pick her up, my daughter came home to grab her, she didn't go to her. She's like, get out of my way, I'm watching this. She's like moving her out of the way, and I'm like, hey, she likes RoboCop, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, that's
yeah.
just, that's just all there is to it. I'd buy that for $1. um, so yeah, so I'm gonna take a look at these guys this week probably and review them, and then talk about them next week.
Awesome.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I was gonna do on the show. Oh, I was gonna do one more thing. I don't know if you've seen these movies, but I want to do something called Better Late Than Never. And what it is I have movies that I have not seen yet that I know I should watch, like really like big movies that I'm like I just haven't watched yet. So I wanted to put that out there to see um, which one you think I should watch, and then I'll watch
Okay.
that for next week. Are you down?
Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
I'll have Mark, and I think there's somebody else that just popped on the chat. But Mark, I want you to like pick which one you think I should watch too, and we'll take that. But yeah, I'm gonna grab them right now.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna make me spend money. He's gonna make me buy that cursed. He already got me to watch. A couple weeks ago, he got me to watch VHS for the first time, which I really loved. I need to hunt down VHS 2 because I'm really interested in seeing that. Um, oh, here it comes.
Okay, so yeah, because there's some movies that have come out in the last few years that I just spending more money. Yeah, me too. But
Yeah, it's
um,
an addiction.
but yeah, so I was looking through because I was gonna do like a top like a top 10 or top 15 list for 2019,
Oh, it's my favorite year of movies in a long time.
right?
Yes.
And 2020 was kind of bad. I was like trying to pick movies, and I was like, man, because of COVID, there was really like slim pickings as far as movie goes.
Mm-hmm.
But 2019 was awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And then I'm like, I've got to pick these movies, and I'm like, but I haven't seen them yet. So how could I pick these as my favorites when I haven't even watched them? And and so the two movies that I picked for this round are 1917 and The
Oh,
Joker.
what? What?
I
You haven't
haven't
seen
seen
those
I
yet?
haven't seen either one of these movies
You're
yet.
killing me. You're killing me, dude.
Because I'm like, the only way I'm gonna watch this is if someone says, "Dude, watch this
Oh
movie."
man, they're both fantastic films,
Right?
but I'm gonna say Joker because oh,
So does
that
Mark.
Joker.
Yeah, yeah. So does. Okay, so I will watch The Joker this week.
This fit. Now I think I'm gonna have to watch it too. Way to go.
I'll watch The Joker this week, and I'll review it
Yeah.
next week.
Oh, the
Um.
4K transfer on the Joker is fantastic.
Oh, good. Yeah, I bought the Blu-ray because I wasn't
Right.
sure about the 4K, and I don't think I even had my player yet. because I've only really started collecting 4K in the past year.
Oh, okay.
Um, I think the first 4K I bought was Logan, and I bought it because of the Steelbook.
I love that steelbook. I have the
But
Blu-ray
I
of it.
yeah, but I never watched the 4K. I still haven't watched the 4K.
You know, I don't
And
own it in 4K. I just have the Blu-ray. I
yeah,
need
no,
to upgrade.
I have the 4K of that. But yeah, the Steelbook is so nice with the artwork. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's really great. Have you seen it? Is it the same Steelbook that you have, or do
Is it the
you?
Steve McNiven where it's a comic book art?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you got the girl, and she's got the claws out
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
He's
then
an
you got him
artist. He's a
stand.
actual
Yeah,
comic book artist.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any doubt. But yeah, I've literally put this in my player twice and taken it back out because I'm like, man, I can't watch it. I just
You
can't
see
watch it.
Joaquin Phoenix? Mark talks about Joaquin Phoenix, but
Yeah,
a 10 plus actor there.
yeah,
Come on, come on.
yeah.
I loved that movie.
I didn't get that movie. I
It
did
was
not buy it.
blown
I haven't
by.
seen it. Yeah, I I didn't get it.
He does
Um,
fantastic in that role.
but oh yeah, he's such a good actor. I don't think I don't think I've ever seen him do anything bad. I mean,
I
all the way
mean,
back to Ladder 49. I loved him
mm-hmm.
in that. Gladiator is great.
Yeah.
Um, do you not like what Joker or Come On Come
Yeah,
On?
probably the Joker.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's not
interesting.
for everybody.
No, my wife doesn't want to watch it. She does not want to see it,
It's a
and that's
dark
another part
movie.
of the reason why I haven't had a chance to watch it. So okay, so Joker wins. So then next week it'll be between 1917 and another movie that I haven't seen that that I should
Have
watch.
you seen Book Smart?
Which one?
Book Smart?
No, I
That's
don't think I
another
have it.
2019 movie. That's a
Yeah,
great
I
one.
don't.
That's one another favorite from that year.
Yeah, I don't think I have it. What did I? So I have I have it in a Word document. 1980, 2020, 2021. Where's my 2019? There it is. So yeah, I have Ford v Ferrari,
Oh,
Knives Out,
oh.
Parasite, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Toy Story 4, Joker, Klaus, which was a Netflix movie,
Mm-hmm.
um, Doctor Sleep, Alita Battle Angel, Avengers Endgame, John Wick 3, Spider-Man Far From Home, Shazam, and Ad Astra. That's my list so far. But then 1917 and Joker I hadn't seen, so I was like, I gotta watch those and see if I want to put them on the list.
Yeah, you definitely both of them.
So so that's what I have for my list so far.
Yeah, definitely Joker, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So for sure we'll and then yeah he says 1970s is worth
yeah,
watching too. So yeah so I will do that. Um, yeah, I figured this would be kind of cool to put on at the end
yeah. That's a
to kind
cool
of go
idea.
okay. So then you know you could watch it. You know you could check it out next week or be on the show next week and see what I thought about Joker. And I'll have
Yeah,
I'll score that live on the show. But yeah, that's it, bro. What'd you think?
yeah. It was fun as always, man. You're a delight.
Oh man, thanks. I appreciate it.
And easy.
I'm really happy having you on the show, and it's
Thanks
a
for
lot
having me,
better
man.
when I don't talk to myself. I don't like talking to myself on the show because I forget where I am or I get done too fast. And I'm not just I'm just kind of Um, but yeah, I like bouncing stuff off of
Yeah.
people. So it was really great having you on the show.
No, thanks again
And
for having me, man. I
oh
always
sure,
usually easy to talk to, fun to talk to. You know,
oh okay.
talk movies, talk a little wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm totally down for that. If you want to deep dive into my
Oh, I would
wrestling
love to.
career,
I would love
yeah,
to.
I'll let you know
Uh,
because I did everything backstage as well as front. I did, I was even the show director and wrote the scripts.
That's
Um,
awesome.
I, developed finishing moves for wrestlers, did all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you name it in pro wrestling, I did it. At the minor league level, um, I almost had a contract with WWE. They were right there. I almost went to Japan. A lot of almost, and I was about a year away from TNA when it first started. They were actually wanting me to referee their X division. They were going to hire me on a contract to referee their X division, but I quit wrestling just before that happened.
Oh,
I was
wow.
we're about a year away from doing this. We're going to have an X division, and we want you to referee it because you can take a bump. So that was the big thing, was I was the referee that could take a bump. So I came in whenever they needed a referee that would get hit or something like that.
That's awesome.
Um, Thanks, Mark. I'm
Yeah, thanks for
I'm
watching,
glad
dude.
you enjoyed it, bro. And this was kind of an impromptu thing. I didn't know Turner fan was going to be here, but I'm glad he was. My other partner John just couldn't make it tonight, and that's totally fine. Work has to intrude, but yeah, no, this was awesome. I had a
It
lot of
was
fun.
fun as always, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, sure.
Um, I'd love to come
Before we
back
go,
again.
let's go ahead and plug your channel. Mark, if you get a chance, get on Turner Fan's channel if
Oh,
you
my
haven't
videos are
already.
nowhere good as David's because David's a pro. I'm an amateur. Um, my Instagram is TurnerFan77. That's where I mostly do all my stuff. I post a little bit of comic stuff, mostly what I'm watching, what I pick up, a little bit of baseball. And then over on YouTube, it's usually so far just my 4K collection, steelbook collection. I still have a little bit to go on my 4K collection. And then I'm trying to start a new thing with my daughter, my 11-year-old daughter, kind of doing a first reaction to movies she hasn't seen, like crazy movies. Nothing
Mm,
inappropriate because she's only 11,
right.
but just to, like I said, we're going to go see Top Gun 2. I'm going to show her Goonies, stuff I'll show her Howard the Duck, uh, just stuff like that, Little Shop of Horrors, something that she could handle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, Mark's cool. I love his interactions on my channel. He always comes in, pops in with comments. So it's great to interact with him because he's really involved. So yeah, check out his channel, Mark. Give him a sub,
I really appreciate
and
it, Mark.
God, I think that's awesome. But yeah, as far as the lowdown's concerned, that's it for this week. Coming up next Wednesday, I hope we'll be able to finish the animated movies. Um, and I think I might do like a regular thing like this where I just talk about new releases, and so I might be back next Thursday.
Oh,
Um,
if you need
at
somebody,
at yeah, at
um,
6 p.m. Pacific or 7 p.m. Pacific, whatever works best for you. I like to do about 6 my time.
so that would
Um,
be,
where are you at? Are you
I'm in
East Coast?
Iowa,
So
Iowa.
you're
I'm
Central
Central
Time?
Time, so it'll be
Okay,
eight.
right. So it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Is that good for you or?
Yeah, that's works out because my kid goes to bed at 7:30 gives me time,
Okay.
So yeah, it'll
Yeah,
be
my
great.
granddaughter's usually in bed by 8
Yeah,
my time, but she goes downstairs early, gets story time and stuff like that, and then she
right.
goes to bed. So yeah, I usually have the whole middle floor to myself. And so yeah, maybe we'll do this again
Yeah,
and
let me know,
just
man.
and
I
do
would glad to
yeah,
just talk.
no.
Even if I don't get anything, I do have a couple coming next week. But
Okay.
yeah, I just
Yeah,
love.
I've got a couple coming next week, but yeah, I'll do, maybe we'll, I'll unbox and do some stuff and we'll talk about new releases that came out.
Hopefully, I get my
Um,
cursed. I'll get that watched. Hopefully, if I order it tonight, maybe it'll be here by Monday. Get it
yeah, I probably
watched.
probably get it Monday, probably get it watched by Thursday,
Yeah,
and then, and you could probably score it right there and we'll
yeah,
score it on the show, see what you thought about it.
yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. No, we can't do Thursday. That's my birthday.
Oh yeah, Top Gun Day.
Top Gun
That's right,
Day.
Gun Day.
So yeah, I will not be around. Dang it.
Do you want to shoot for the following week?
So let's see. The following Thursday, I've got a high five episode with Alex Figueroa from Geeks and Flicks.
Oh, awesome! I love him.
Yeah, so I did Netflix reviews, so I get his partner. And next Monday, the 23rd, I will actually be on Geeks and Flicks for their stream at 8 p.m. your time.
For what the hell?
Um, for What the Hall,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be doing our top 6 slipcovers.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm gonna throw
I'll
them some
definitely check that
curveballs.
out. I love those guys, man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're really good. I love the way that they interact with each
Yeah.
other, and yeah,
They
they're
seem so
really funny.
personable too.
Yeah, no, they're really cool guys. And when I asked them to be on the show, they were like totally down.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, but yeah, Alex was going to be on next week, but I was like, oh wait, that's my birthday. I can't do that,
Yeah.
and I keep forgetting that. But I'm turning 52 next Thursday, so
Hey, it's okay, man.
I'm old. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I get to go out to dinner. I get to go to the movies on my birthday, so that's
We'll
kind of
figure out a day
we'll
where we
figure out a
can.
day. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we do Tuesday.
We can do Tuesday. We 8 o'clock still same time or
Yeah,
roughish. You
yeah,
think about it, and I'll see what I got going on. I'll let you know.
yeah. I
But
think we can do it because that'll be new release day.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll have all my
Yeah, mine
usually.
usually don't come on new
Yeah,
release
I
day.
usually I usually get mine a day later because I'm out in
Yeah,
the boonies in Central California. So,
I'm in Iowa,
um,
so you know,
yeah,
yeah, it's
you
usually
your whole state is boonies. No,
yeah,
but,
it is
but yeah, no, yeah. Mark and I are the same age.
awesome.
Um, yeah, I feel your pain, bro.
Yeah.
um, you feel it in the knees when you get to be in your 50s.
Sometimes when I
um,
bend over, I'm 44. And
yeah,
sometimes when I bend over, my back goes crack, crack, crack.
yeah. Every time I get out of bed, my knee pops with every step I take all the way into the bathroom. It's just like crack, 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 and I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm old. It's fine. But and
Right.
then from the wrestling, man, my knees are just blown.
Oh, I bet.
There was a lot of yeah. Um, but yeah, if you ever want to do a stream and deep dive into my wrestling stuff, you want to talk
I
about
would
that,
love to
or
do that.
if you're down for that, you can host it. I'll host it whenever you want to do it, and we'll talk
Yeah,
about
let's do
wrestling.
that. So let's put that on the schedule too, man. Because I love professional wrestling. It's so funny. I'm gonna do a quick story. My daughter, she's 17 now.
Yeah.
Doesn't like wrestling anymore, but when she was like 10, 10 to 13, she wanted to be a professional wrestler. She wanted to go to Seth Rollins' school up because that's a couple hours away. She's like, I want to go
Okay.
there. I want to meet him. I want him to show me everything he knows. She was so gung ho. Now I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's funny because yeah, there was so yeah, I worked for UPW out of Orange County, California, Southern California, and so we had developmental contracts with the WWE, and one of those was with John Cena. So we actually trained together, and I actually had a match with John Cena,
Oh, that's cool.
where he's the heel and I was the face. So his gimmick was he was the prototype.
Right.
Just half robot, half machine. He hated that gimmick, but the dude couldn't act his way out of a paper bag. So we were trying to we were trying to get him,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
but one of the best freestyle rappers I've ever heard. But we were
Was he doing that
developing his
back then too?
yeah. And I still kind of take credit for this, but I told him when he goes into pro wrestling to start with a rapper gimmick and then build into some big baby face after that.
It
So I'd like
works.
I'd like to because I was like he was freestyle rapping. I said, dude, take that to Vince McMahon,
Yeah.
and he'll put you in with that gimmick, and then start out that way, and then to get your foot in the door, and then come out with some big huge American hero babyface thing. And that's exactly what happened. So I don't know if it was me. I'd like to take credit for it. Um, but
Yeah.
but yeah, gosh, he was 24. I was 30 when we were wrestling together. And
That's cool.
but yeah, no, I've got some stories, bro. People that I met and talked to, and shows that I was at, and I almost got in a fight with Brian Christopher,
Oh, late
Grandmaster
Brian
Sexy,
Christopher. Mm-hmm.
Grandmaster Sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was like in his heyday as Grandmaster Sexy,
Yeah.
right after the other dude that did the worm, can't remember his name, right after he left, and it was just him. It was just Brian Christopher.
Yeah.
He and I kind of got into it
Oh
at
wow.
backstage at one of the shows. Um, I told the Miz that he was a dick, and then he was like but he was like fully in character the whole time,
Right.
and I didn't realize that he was actually being the Miz. He was being his persona, backstage too. And I was like, dude, you're being a dick. Quit being a dick. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I'm doing my act the whole time. I'm very method. I'm just being the Miz the whole time I'm here. And I was like, oh, all right then. I just ignore you. But because yeah, at the time I was the show director, so I was in charge of the music and the lights and the script and um, talking to the ring announcer and all that kind of stuff. And then I was a referee at the same time, so I got to go out and referee matches, and
That's cool.
God, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And then I was like, I'm moving to the small town in Central California, and it started to get to the point where I was getting hurt. I was getting hurt a lot, and it was taking a lot longer to recover.
Yeah.
Um, and people were like, "Oh, you need to start taking painkillers," and I was like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Right.
Um, but yeah, no, yeah, I could talk for hours. I even spoke on career day about sports careers and talked about pro wrestling as a career
That's awesome.
to the kids and showed them how to do some of the moves, how the moves work, how to do the punches, things like that. They loved it at high school career day. That was like,
I bet you they did.
yeah, that was full on. Everybody loved that. They still keep asking me to come out, and I'm like, nah, no, I'm done. My kids are out of high school.
Right.
I served my time. I don't need to come down and you know I need to come down and do that. Um, but yeah, I think we'll sign out at this point, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show again. You
Well, thanks
guys
for
check
having
out.
me, man.
Oh man, it was great having you on the show, and even with spontaneously like that you jumped on and just came in and did it. Really happy.
No,
I'm
thank
really
again.
glad.
It's all
I'm
you,
really
man.
good.
Thank you.
Oh man, it's awesome. All right, so let's close it out. Just wanted to make sure that we know what's coming up next. Um, Coming up on Saturday, I co-host another podcast called Spirits with Spirits, where we drink alcohol and talk about the paranormal. So that's going to happen at 6 p.m. Pacific time or 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to talk about ley lines and their connection to the paranormal. Um, but I will be on location at the coast in a town called Cayucas, California. And I'm going to try to do an investigation, a paranormal investigation of a place there. So we'll see how that comes out. I think next Tuesday, we're going to go ahead and do um, this thing. What am I going to call it? Um, yeah, like a new release thing where we talk about movies we've seen. Um, I'll figure out a title for it, but we'll do
Yeah.
this Tuesday, 8 o'clock your time, 6 o'clock my time, and we'll talk about new releases for that week. We'll talk about what we saw over the past week. If I get my partner John on here as well, then John will join us.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Um, but yeah, it all depends on his work schedule. If he can't make it, usually he makes Wednesdays, but he has trouble making other days. So, but I'll get him on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we'll finish up with our favorite animated movies, which that's been fun. So, I don't have you seen any of those?
Not yet. I haven't.
Okay. If you get a chance, so basically he picks five of his favorite animated movies or whatever genre I pick. He picks five, I pick five. Then we score them together live and take the average, kind of like what we did with the movies that we
Mm-hmm.
saw. And then we rank them from 1 to 10.
Awesome.
Um,
I
so
have to go
yes,
back. There's so many videos I've missed. I need to go back
yeah.
and
Well, I'd
rewatch.
appreciate it. But yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Yeah, I try to catch your videos right when you put them out. As soon as I get the notification on Instagram, I go over and I put it on. Um, so uh, so there's I haven't seen your last 4K collection video though,
I think it's part
but
six.
yeah, I think it's six because I just did five of mine. I just did part five of mine. So that I'm one behind you with your because
But
I started about the same time and then I skipped a week. Um,
See what I did? I filmed a bunch of them together when everybody was out of the house, and so I just kind of broke them up. And I still need to film my back or my box sets, my 4K box sets.
oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those. I've got one. I've got
Hunger
one.
Games.
Hunger Games. Um, but yeah, it's an awesome the Catching Fire one, the second movie. That that steelbook is nice looking.
They are nice looking.
Yeah, they're all really nice, but that Catching Fire really caught me, really
Yeah.
caught my eye. The colors on that, and I love how they have the map of the districts on the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool set. I'm glad I got that. I'm still looking for the Avengers set though. I want that. When you pulled that, I was like, oh, so
I
good.
do like that set. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna throw the promo back on, and then we'll be out. Mark, thanks a lot for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks,
You
Mark.
you be safe, bro. Check us out next week. Give Turner Fan a follow, because he's got some awesome content, and he's one of the first guys that I connected to with this community,
Oh, thanks, man.
and it's been awesome. Yeah, you got me connected to 4KD Ray and the battles, and I think it was because of our connection on Instagram that got me started with my stream,
Oh,
with my
that's
channel.
awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
So,
I mean,
uh,
you do something I could never do as a live stream. I couldn't host it. I'd be messing it all up. But you do a fantastic job, man.
oh, thanks, man. I mean, I've only been doing the live stream for a little while, but I did the live stream with Spirits with Spirits, with my buddy John. I've been doing that with him for about a year. So that was kind of what got me comfortable with it. Even though he was hosting it, doing all the stuff, I would just come in and kind of co-host. It got me a little bit more comfortable speaking live. And then he brought me in as an admin, and I'm using his account to do the lowdown stuff too.
Oh, cool.
So he brought me in as an admin on his Restream account, and then after that, I started finding stuff that he didn't know. Because I'm a techie guy. I do tech support for a living. So I was in there like, oh hey, you can put pictures in here, and you can advertise people's channels, and you can start doing all this
That's
kind of
cool.
stuff. So I started throwing all kinds of stuff in there, and then we started doing interviews with people. So yeah, I interviewed a demonologist. I interviewed a medium. We interviewed an actor, one of my buddies from wrestling. Um, and so we've had a few interviews that we did, and that got me started with doing the interviews for the High Five with you, with Netflix reviews, and then my son. Um, I was like, I could have another person on the show, and we could actually get a conversation going.
Yeah.
And oh, it's been a blast.
Wait,
But
man.
all
Well,
right,
thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming, bro. I'm not going to keep you on any longer. We're almost at 3 hours, so I think we're good.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Um, I'm going to throw the intro on, and then we'll be off. So take care, everybody.
See you
Have a
guys.
great week. Watch movies. If you get a chance, go see Top Gun Maverick. I know I'm going to.
I'm going to.
I won't be able to review it by next Tuesday, but the following week, look for my review. We'll talk about it live in 2 weeks, I think. All right.
See you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.